It is the MJ Morning Show. This is Q105, 104.7 FM. Hello, everybody. MJ Fester just walked in. Michelle joins us today after a day off. Today's Wednesday. Oh, yesterday, Tuesday, I found this out later in the day. It's weird because the stories on this were published well after the morning show. Why wouldn't the particular story I'm about to mention, why wouldn't they, post these stories on Monday, kind of, looking forward instead of, as far as a morning show goes, looking in the rear view? And you're probably saying, what the hell am I talking about? There were numerous stories that I saw that had published times of yesterday afternoon, of yesterday being so-called Red Tuesday.
What?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of Red Tuesday, and it was yesterday that I first heard of Red Tuesday.
Maybe they made it up in the middle of the day, and they're like, hey, let's rush this clickbait article.
But I saw this in numerous places, different sites, different locations. Yes, Michelle?
Is it like the Red Wedding from Game of Thrones?
You know what? Fairly close to it. So Red Tuesday, and we'll get into this later on, but let me just touch on this for the early crowd joining us here at 6:02 on a Wednesday morning. Yesterday was Red Tuesday, and Red Tuesday means it's a very big day for people ending relationships, breaking up.
What?
Just ahead of Valentine's Day, because Valentine's Day is Friday, February 14th, and then Red Tuesday. I saw this in 3 separate places yesterday, 3 different articles. Fester, you just found...
I found one.
You found the New York Post. Here's another site that I go to occasionally, or I'm directed there. It's a whole different site.
Okay, these aren't original articles, are they? Or are they like one person wrote about them and other people just kind of, because that's what happens now.
No. This I'm looking at 2 separate things. I saw the New York Post one, and then this other one is Indy 100. It's a whole different story. Doesn't even mention the New York Post, and a totally different byline, a different writer. No, it's a whole different article, but it's the same theme that yesterday, Tuesday, the Tuesday before Valentine's Day, but what happens if Valentine's Day is on a Tuesday? Is it the Tuesday prior?
So, or is it just like 3 days before Valentine's Day?
We have to explore this. Listen, it's all good questions.
This year it's Red Tuesday, but next year it'll be like Red Wednesday.
It's just made up crap that, again, we've been doing this morning show for a long, long time, and I just never... This is something I remember, if there's something called Red Tuesday. And again, the name is Red Tuesday, but what if Valentine's Day falls on a Tuesday? Is Red Tuesday the week? Anyway, it sounds like maybe this was made up and somebody didn't think this through. Oh, and Michelle's... Hold on. If you want to get in depth, just wait until we handle this later on.
Okay.
All right. Oh, so you found something?
Yes, I did. You have to read.
I am reading.
I mean, reading and comprehending at the same time sometimes is a challenge.
I am reading.
All right. Well, I read it, so I know why it's Red Tuesday this particular year. and what might happen on the given year that you just suggested, where Valentine's Day falls on the Tuesday.
Okay, all right. But I'm just saying that we've done this morning show
I know.
for a very long time, and this is the first time that I've ever heard of any designated pre-Valentine's Day date or day where there is an influx of breakups.
And I'll explain that to you, too.
Oh, well, in-depth reporting from my lovely wife, Michelle.
Might be Red Tuesday for you.
Right.
That attitude up.
We'll get
There
into
you
this. Get into this later on the MJ. Well, what I have doesn't then explain. Then you've gone. I don't know. You've gone deeper into the picture. Extensive Wikipedia research or.
Oh, no.
All right, hang on. We'll get into it later on. So, Fester, Michelle witnessed some of the maniac drivers on the ride-in on the Howard Franklin Bridge.
The problem is real. I mean,
Yeah.
especially in the early, I think maybe more so in the early hours because there's fewer cars on the road and more room for those people to bob and weave.
We got cut off this morning at high speed, and if I didn't take evasive action, I would have inadvertently performed a pit maneuver on this vehicle, and this vehicle driving at a very high rate of speed would have clearly spun out, lost control, and probably flipped end over end over end over end over end over end, and probably would have blown up or got flung into Tampa Bay off the side of the Howard Franklin Bridge. Michelle, you've heard me talk about this on the show, and a lot of times it's in the opening segment, which is right now, because this is the first time I'm cracking the mic. It's the beginning of the show, and it's probably 2-3 times a week that I see these maniacs driving as I'm on the Howard Franklin Bridge, 275 South, headed to the studio here. And, Michelle, what did you observe this morning?
Like you just said, the person came up from behind us and almost cut us off, like almost, I don't know, what do you call it, sideswiped us.
Well, they almost...
As they changed lanes into our lane.
They almost tagged...
Yeah.
They almost cut right in front of the front portion of our SUV.
I don't know how we didn't hit it.
Yeah.
Quite honestly.
All right, so let me explain. We were in the number 3 lane. So you've got 4 lanes. The far left lane is number 1. Then you have number 2. Then you have number 3. Number 4 is the lane on the far outside closest to the water. We were in the number 3 lane, and this guy... And there's just traffic that's kind of, at a steady clip, right around the speed limit that's in lane 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this guy is in lane 2. He's to the left of me and is flying up and decides that the car in front of him in the number 2 lane is going too slow.
He decided that,
and he saw that the greatest opportunity with the sliver of space is me in lane 3. And he, no turn signal, just jams over into my lane. If I didn't take evasive action, he would have essentially hit the wheel area.
Yeah, that's the factor in their driving, MJ, is they're thinking, the other guy definitely doesn't want to hit me. I mean, as much as I'm driving erratically, you're driving defensively,
So-
and he's using both of those to navigate like an idiot.
I have to hit the brakes hard and do a little swerve to avoid the guy from hitting me. But he would have hit me in the area of the front of my car where I think I might have created somewhat of an inadvertent pit maneuver, like on an episode of the, Cops or something. And this car would have spun out, and at the speed he was going, which was, I would say, in excess of 80 miles an hour, he would have lost control and flipped. And I could have just a short time ago on the Howard Franklin Bridge been in one of those accidents that ties up the freaking bridge for 3.5 hours.
Oh, you'd be the worst person to get into an accident with.
Oh, my God.
You would never shut up on the side of the road. Oh, my God. I'd be like, dude, just go to your car.
All right, so Michelle.
Go back to your car.
And to be fair, this guy's car was all already a wreck.
Oh, this was
it looked like he'd sideswiped like a number of times.
It looked like there were 9 different colors of paint on this vehicle.
Let that be
It was a dark SUV. It was an older SUV.
Yep.
And I usually I'm very good at identifying cars. I was so focused on the evasive action, I didn't even recognize what car it was, other than it was bashed up, it was dark, it was an older SUV, and the guy's a total turd lick, whoever the hell you are. Unbelievable. All right, so, and Michelle, you witnessed this.
Oh, yeah. I
Firsthand.
think it was a Ford Bronco.
You think an older Ford? Oh,
Oh,
no.
older Ford Bronco.
Well, hold, that's what we saw the other day with. You weren't.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, I told the story. It was not the same one from yesterday.
Nope.
Going 30 miles an hour with no lights on. It was not that one. All right, 6:09 MJ Morning Show. Just getting rolling. Back in a minute.
Everything remains clear around Tampa Bay. The overnight.
Q105, 104.7 FM. We appreciate you listening. I also highly appreciate it when you help spread the word about the MJ Morning Show and just let people know, A, that the MJ Morning Show is back on 104.7 FM Q105. And for people that are not aware of us, because there's always new people that come to town or people don't really know about the history and the MJ Morning Show background, is to also help us spread the word to people that you work with, people you know, about the MJ Morning Show and say, hey, listen, there's a radio show that is highly entertaining, that pound for pound is the best thing going in Tampa Bay radio every single morning. So help us spread the word and bring new listeners into the fold. Into the folds. And Fester, you have many folds.
And I can fit a lot of listeners.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
You
many,
just
many.
Line them up. Line up all the new listeners in Fester's folds. I think it's Michelle's sitting over here in horror. What the hell's my husband saying?
What are you saying?
What the hell am I saying?
All right.
All right. So Fester, you found something, what, disturbing? Is this where is this? Show me where this is.
All right. So, in our lobby, we have.
Oh, the TV that has little video screenshots or pictures of the various morning shows in the building. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Have you also noticed that TV is going that like the whites are not white anymore? It's a blue. It's a blue hue.
The TV is honestly on its last
Yeah,
leg.
the TV in the lobby, and trust me, that won't be replaced for years. No, so when you walk into our lobby, we've got what is that, like a 55-inch screen up on the wall, and it just kind of rotates and flashes through, various stations and station logos, and then
different radio shows, different personalities.
Pictures of the personalities on our various radio stations here with the Beasley Media Group Tampa. But on top of the TV, look, I mean, it's awful.
So the cell phone didn't do it justice.
No, but the TV is going.
Yeah, the TV's on its last leg.
So anything that's white has a bluish tint to it because the TV is about to die. Something's happened to the TV and it needs to be replaced, but that's not going to be replaced for, I would imagine, for years. All right, so
Q3 of 2027, we have a budget line for it.
God, that's an awful picture. So they've updated the morning show picture because obviously we had a member of the show leave.
Right.
And we are in the process of finding a brand new member here for the MJ Morning Show. So in the meantime, they've put a pic. Meanwhile, all the old pictures are still up on the website. I'm just waiting to see how long it takes the company to update the pictures on our website.
Who would we even talk to about that? I don't know how to do it.
Listen, it's just automatic. That's just done by, somebody in the web department and through management. But I'm just saying, F it. I'm just going to see how long it takes. When we hire someone new, I'm going to see if the old picture's still up there for a year and a half. Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, Fester, did you put that up on Facebook? Is that where that is?
I did. I wanted to share it with you, so I put it. I'm going to put some verbiage on it in a second.
We don't promote this a lot, but I probably should because we've got a lot of followers. We've got like 30,000 followers on Facebook, and if people want to follow us on, and I'm not really a Facebook user. The layers. It just seems too tedious to me. But I know. Listen, a lot of people. Well, what do you?
It's not tedious. I put it up in 4 seconds off of my phone. It's as easy.
All I know is when I go to my Facebook app, there's just too much crap going on, and like things show up in one place and they don't show up in another place.
What a curmudgeon.
I don't like Facebook anyway. But I respect and understand the fact that a lot of our listeners are on Facebook and Fester. So if people want to follow us on Facebook, they just what?
Just type in MJ Morning Show in the search box. You'll see the icon of our logo. That's all our icon. And then just follow.
All right, so follow the MJ Morning Show on Facebook. And if you're on, you can see this picture that Fester took. First of all, you can see how awful the first thing that people see when they walk into our lobby
the worst TV.
Is a TV that's dying on its last legs with colors that are not even remotely accurate.
Can I just ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
How many people are really coming into the lobby and what's the purpose of this in any event?
So there was a time before COVID
that
if you won something, you had to come to the radio station to pick it up, or or
You
people
still do. You still.
Okay.
But now they don't let people in the lobby. The lobby door is locked.
Right.
And then there's a phone number. If you're here to pick up a prize, call this phone number.
No, they let them in. It's There's
Okay,
there's
but how many people is that a day?
I don't
3?
know. I'm sure from day to day it varies.
Five.
We have a lot of
Well,
listeners amongst our stations.
We do. So with our 6 stations in here, you have a fairly steady flow of folks. So they keep people out in the landing area. On the top floor, there's a landing area. Then there's a locked door to get into the lobby. So they have you wait outside. Then you come into the locked lobby area. They'll let you in to pick up your prize.
But wait a minute. It's also the couch where someone is going to sit and wait is right under the TV. So who's looking at that thing?
But there are chairs out in the landing area outside.
Get rid of it.
But keep in mind, we've got
Save the money. Budget cuts. There you go. Who needs that TV? Get it off the wall.
No, we have clients that come in regularly as well.
Also, this
so
radio
advertisers,
station,
clients, people that have other business with the station.
And you're making them wait long enough to go through a whole roll of all the personalities on the 5 stations that are. Get rid of it.
It's random. It's a slideshow.
All right, we got to fix it.
I don't know if I appreciate this negative energy so early in the morning.
Yeah, what's the matter with you, Michelle?
I'm a bean counter by trade, buddy. I'm looking at it going.
Fester, stop calling my wife Meech. No one calls my wife Meech.
Which is the only reason
stop
why
calling her Meech.
Listen, Emma.
I hate it. Stop. She's not Meech.
She's my Meech.
All right, stop calling her the only. Stop it.
What? Because I have a pet name for your wife?
Meech.
You get pissed off? Listen, I don't say it to you.
I don't even use it.
It's when I refer to her in conversation between us. I only use it from A to B right here.
He's done with you.
All right, listen, I'm done. I got to move on. I have a limited amount of time here. So we have an update on the Telemundo reporter. So Telemundo, one of the very popular, humongous Spanish language networks in the United States. You've got Univision, you've got Telemundo, and man, this is a crazy story. A Telemundo reporter, we told you this. What was this? What?
I saw it over the weekend, and we talked about it yesterday.
Yesterday. All right. So a Telemundo reporter was found dead in his hotel room covering the Super Bowl for the Spanish language network Telemundo. So we have an update. Louisiana police are investigating whether the Telemundo Super Bowl reporter Adan Manzano was drugged before he was found dead in the New Orleans hotel room where he was found. A previous victim of the suspect has come forward and said that this woman left him dead, essentially. Left him for dead in a very similar situation. Apparently, this guy was on death's door. He was drugged. He was about to stop breathing. He was essentially like on death's door. And this guy's come forward and said, hey, that same hooker did the same thing to me. So Manzano was just 27 years old, a reporter for Telemundo, who was in New Orleans to cover the Super Bowl and was last seen on security cameras walking into the hotel lobby, getting into the elevator, in the hallway outside of his room. And the suspect who's been hauled in is Danette Colbert, 48 years old, who has earned the nickname the Bourbon Street Hustler. Wow. And this is unbelievable. His cell phone, the Telemundo reporter's cell phone, and one of his credit cards was found in her home.
Yeah, I mean, she took it. I mean, she's the person.
Not to mention, there's video of her walking with him into the lobby of the hotel.
So I have questions about all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Did he pick her up like a hooker?
Apparently so. I mean, that. Look,
you know what? I don't know for sure because it doesn't. They don't appear to be walking together in the still shots that we're seeing.
Is he already?
Right.
Drugged up in this photo of him walking. I mean, I don't think she meant. I mean, I'm not trying to defend her, but I don't think she tried to kill him. I think she tried to drug him, and he died.
Right.
Yeah. So he was drugged in order for her to rob him. That's her MO. But Michelle, I think that they're coming in together because she's turning back and looking. They're only like 8 feet apart in the
Yeah,
lobby.
maybe she's checking to make sure he hasn't already passed out. We don't know.
They're not walking in arm in arm.
No, but I think
Right.
I think they must have met outside the hotel, and they are
Maybe.
walking in together. The Kenner Police Department told reporters that Colbert has a history of drugging men and stealing from them. Officials waiting on the full toxicology screening to see if Manzano was one of these victims. Well, duh. I'm sure that's what's going to happen here.
Does Manzano have a history of picking up hookers who are 20 years older than him while he's out of town on assignment?
Right. Like, I see, I just don't understand. I mean, I feel like, he could have picked up another girl. I don't know.
Now, Colbert, the hooker lady, was arrested, charged with robbery in connection with the Manzano case because she had the cell phone, credit card, and apparently several other victims of hers have come forward to tell police their story, according to the Kenner, Louisiana Police Department. David Butler, 52, one of the victims, who met Colbert at a French Quarter bar in New Orleans back in November of 2021, has come forward, and that's a report from NBC News. Butler, this other guy, says that Colbert and another woman approached him and offered him a cocktail, and after enjoying the drink, he quickly started to feel woozy, feeling dizzy, and he needed help in getting back to where he was staying. So
part of me says
hang on a second. So he says that she put him into some kind of a black SUV, maybe a Suburban, that was literally right there. So that means that you got people working in cahoots. So she's drugging somebody. Then you've got somebody outside waiting in a black Suburban,
right,
for them to get into the vehicle, all disoriented because they've been like roofied. They've been drugged at the bar. So this is conspiratorial. I'm guessing there are going to be subsequent arrests that someone works with her in this scheme. So again, now we have numerous people that have come forward, and one just yesterday has come forward. Yeah,
and she was charged in Nevada in January of 2022 and July of 2022.
Yeah, she has a criminal record from Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Right.
She's been doing this for a while. This is her. This is her profession.
And the charges were grand larceny and administering a drug to aid in the commission of the felony. But both of those cases were dismissed. So you got a question like, what's going on that you can't prove this case against her?
How the hell were they dismissed? So she's been, left on the street to do this to more people. So, her luck ran out in the sense that
somebody died.
She finally killed somebody.
But
she was just drugging them and making them all woozy and groggy so she could rip them off of their watch, their wallet, their whatever.
Right. So in those cases, the ones in Nevada, I would have to say, being a former prosecutor.
Please say Nevada.
Nevada.
Yeah.
Nevada. Potato.
That, likely the victims in those cases probably didn't want to come forward.
And that's what happens a lot. A lot of people are embarrassed.
Exactly.
You've had those hooker rings and those theft rings that have been targeting guys like in New York and in Miami, where they target guys with expensive watches in bars, and they get back to the hotel room, they drug them, or while they're sleeping, they steal their expensive watch. Many times it's a Rolex, Schmolex.
Right.
But you got to be very careful. All right, 6:34 at the MJ Morning Show. But that's the update on this. And I'm guessing she's going down for murder this time. But more people are coming forward to say, yeah, that hooker tramp, she did that to me as well. All right, 6:34 at the MJ Morning Show. We will dive into the early morons in the news. And, of course, nothing less than a spectacular pile of complete imbeciles next in Morons in the News on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Valentine's. It is time for the early morons of the news. I am your host, Emye, and the morons have arrived. All right, first of all, this is, to me, they're a bunch of morons, but this is not a traditional moron story as you'd expect, but still, I'm calling them morons. How does a dog microchipping company just go out of business?
Oh, no.
Yeah, there's a Texas-based company that provided microchips for dogs. You know, that little data device, like the size of, a grain of rice, that the veterinarian or like the SPCA, they'll put the device, under the dog's skin. A lot of times it's up in the shoulder area on the dog, and they have that needle that they put the device, this little bitty, and it contains the information that when scanned provides like the owner's name and address and phone number. So if your dog is lost, your dog is like dog napped or, whatever, that there is an identifier, and multiple companies provide these microchips that are implanted on our dogs. And there's this company out of Texas, and they just shut down. And there are tons of people all across the country that have this company's chips, but now apparently the data is going to be not usable. I mean, so this Texas-based animal chip company just shut down.
That's not good.
So animal shelters, rescues, veterinarian clinics all around the United States are informing people if they've used this particular product from this company they're posting on social media that owners need to check the microchips in their dogs after they found out that this major company is just out of business. I mean, if you have tons and tons, thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dogs across the country that have your chip installed, how the hell do you go out of business?
Well, there's more than 40 microchip companies available. So that's a lot of companies that you're competing with.
Would you just Google that?
I'm reading an article.
Okay.
Yes, I looked it up to see what you're asking the question. Right. How do they go out of business? They've got 39 competitors and a pretty, small sliver of
no, we're going to be the leader in dog chipping.
Right.
So the name of this company, and folks, you need to just listen up and see if this sounds familiar, or check the paperwork for your dog and see if this name of this company shows up as the chip that your dog has, because then you got to take some evasive action here. So the name of the company is Save This Life.
Yeah, not so much anymore.
The name of the company is Save This Life Microchips. And they've gone belly up, apparently. So here's the deal. You can go to your local vet. The vets have those, animal control, shelters, veterinarians. They have that little wand device. You know what it looks like? It looks like, at least the ones I've seen, kind of looks like the price scanner, the handheld price scanner, like at the Home Depot or Walmart.
Yeah.
Where you where you can use the wand to scan if it's too big to pick it up and put it across the laser scanner. So you can go to your local veterinarian, even some police stations, animal shelter, and they can check and scan your animal. And I guess they can take the number and then you can transfer your pet's chip number to another company. So
so there's a remedy.
There's a remedy, but you got to make sure that you know what chip your dog has. Like Michelle,
yes,
I saw the story yesterday, and I don't know what chips our dogs. Do you have any paperwork on our chipped dogs?
Yes, I do. It's in the dog drawer, in the little room, the laundry room that we keep them in. I have the folder with all the paperwork.
You have a dog drawer?
No, well, yeah, where I keep their papers and
every year. You have a whole drawer dedicated to.
It's a small drawer,
dog
Buster.
Paperwork.
It's a small drawer. It's been repurposed.
Dude, it's not a filing cabinet.
Yeah,
it's not like a 3-level filing cabinet. It's a little drawer in the laundry room that has their shot records.
Right.
I think their pedigree stuff, right?
Yes, yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Just some dog paperwork.
Dog paper.
Did you get a little label maker and you have dog drawer?
Not exactly.
Listen, we don't have 19 bankers boxes filled with documents, okay? It's a couple of freaking papers on our dogs.
But I do have that information, and also I scanned it all and put it on my hard drive and on the backup drive.
So you have a dog drawer and a dog drive.
Yes.
And a backup dog drive.
How about you quit ripping my house apart and Michelle's protocols?
I just want to be sure that we're clear that Michelle's a nutcase when it comes to...
She's not a nutcase. She's got a drawer with some dog crap in it. Calm down and stop making a mountain out of a molehill.
I think you are being really defensive of something you would normally mock yourself.
I'm not
just
mocking
because
anything
your wife is the target on this one.
I like to be a little organized.
The gun. Listen, jokes shoot all directions.
Listen,
she's not.
Bottom line is, ask your vet if your dog potentially has the microchip from the company that's out of business.
Right.
And they don't have to re-chip the dog. Apparently, they can use the old chip and just change the way the information is reported. So,
well, for example, we had our dogs chipped in New York. But when we came down here, we went to the vet, and our vet was able to scan them with whatever device they have, and our information came right up.
Yeah, because both of our Jack Russells, both Scout and Gatsby, they were attained while we were up on our New York stint.
My dog is chipped with ruffles.
With taquitos. Takis.
No, that was
Takis.
The Chihuahua had Takis.
The Chihuahua.
This dog is ruffles.
A little Chihuahua.
All right. Let's continue with morons in the news. 4 teens down in Bradenton's Riverwalk caused $5,000 in damage to a bathroom, like, one of the public bathrooms, I guess.
Yeah.
I've never been to Bradenton's Riverwalk. I've barely been to Tampa's Riverwalk, and I live right here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all the public areas have kept bathrooms. We go to a park not far from the house.
What is a kept bathroom?
I mean, it's not
What's like a kept what?
No,
like a mistress, a kept mistress.
What do you? Yes, MJ. A kept mistress is just like a kept bathroom. What the hell are you saying? Listen, a bathroom that is maintained by the county or by the municipality. It's not like a porta-john where it's a disaster area and you really hate yourself for having to no other resort but to use it.
All right, 4 teenagers charged with felonies. Cops said they were caught just ripping apart a public bathroom down in Bradenton on the Riverwalk. Yeah, the Bradenton Police Department said the teens caused at least $5,000 in damage. This is in Rossi Park. They smashed sinks. They smashed toilets. They smashed urinals. These little punks. These little degenerates. Little hosers.
Who does the city of Bradenton hire to redo a whole bathroom for $5,000?
Mm-hmm.
That seems like a deal.
Probably going to cost more than that.
Yeah, I mean, seriously.
So witnesses said the teens, age 14 to 16, they went into the men's bathroom on Monday about 9 p.m. First of all, where the hell are the parents? Your kids are roaming around at 9 o'clock on a Monday school night, destroying a bathroom down in Bradenton on their Riverwalk?
Yeah.
Where the hell's the parenting on this? Surveillance footage, which the Bradenton Police Department released, showed them heading into the bathroom. They were on their bikes, laid them outside, and then they went in, and then people outside started hearing smashing noises and all kinds of glass shattering, and that's them smashing all the porcelain, the sinks, the ceramic, the urinal, the toilets. So they're hearing all the smashing sounds, and then they see these 4 little bastards running out of the, what do you want to call them? That's what they are.
That's what they are. You're right.
So officers with the Bradenton Police Department were able to ID all 4 of these little kids through good police work, Lou. And they were charged with criminal mischief, damages exceeding $1,000. So they've all been hit with 3rd-degree felonies here in the state of Florida. And you know what I don't have in this story? I don't have their names. Give me the names of these little punk asses. I want to shame their butts. Give me the names of these degenerate.
Listen, these kids aren't having a good day.
Yeah, guess what? They're going to be up in Stark or Michelle. Where's the Stark? What's the other place?
Lawley?
What's the other prison up there?
I don't know.
When you visited Death Row with Mark Ober. When you worked in Mark Ober's office at the Hillsborough County State Attorney's office, but you took a ride up with some people from the office, and you walked Death Row.
We did.
When you were a former assistant state attorney, you walked Death Row.
We did.
Which prison was that? Do you remember?
Rayford?
Yeah, it might have been Rayford.
It might have been Rayford.
Yeah. They were good times, right?
Those were
what was Death Row like? You ought to do a whole segment on that.
I barely remember it.
What did Mig say to you?
It was,
What did Mig say to you, Michelle?
It was just very unpleasant.
All right.
I don't know how we got from a couple of delinquent 14-year-old juveniles who need a really hard slap on the wrist to Michelle walking Death Row. However,
to Migs in the Silence of the Lambs.
Maybe they need to visit Death Row because then they would realize this is not the path they want to be on.
Do they still do scared straight stuff?
I wish.
All right.
Yeah.
6:54 at the MJ Morning Show on Q105. 7 o'clock hour starts next. There is some nut job that is claiming that major chocolates are being recalled ahead of Valentine's Day. Is this true or false? You got to hear this. You know, chocolates are a big part of Valentine's Day, and someone's on social media saying recalled. Let's get to the bottom of this nonsense. Next on the MJ Morning Show, let me introduce you to C. $7:01 at the MJ Morning Show. MJ, Fester, my lovely wife, Michelle, in the studio for the rest of the week. Michelle wasn't here yesterday, and by God, people missed you, man. I had just tons of email. What happened to Michelle? Have you already thrown her off the show? No. and Michelle is, listen, we've lasted, over 30 years of marriage, which is a freaking miracle. But and Valentine's Day's coming up, and what is this chocolate recall? What is this rumor floating around? I mean, all right, I've got big issues here that we got to deal with. But Valentine's Day is Friday, and Michelle and I will be heading out to a very romantic 5 o'clock dinner.
Can we go earlier?
What, 4:30?
Yeah, I mean, listen,
Maybe 3.
3 o'clock.
How about a late lunch?
Yeah.
I mean, a late
That's
lunch
what I'm looking for.
We'll get into that later on. First, though, come on. This is just an example of the boneheads that are on social media, and what percentage of crap that you see on the TikToks, Instagram Reels where people are making a claim, what percentage of that is just total garbage, total BS, total nonsense? It's a high amount. I mean, I've had to have, talks, not as much Julian, but a little bit of Chloe. Like, Chloe, stop getting your news from Instagram Reels. I told the kids a long time ago, you better not have TikTok on your phones because it's a big Chinese spy operation. And they've all assured me they don't have the TikToks, but I don't know if they got secret crap going on. But no, seriously, the number of people, and I'm talking about not just like my kids, not just, people that I know, but, or I should say, it's other people I know. I'll get, or people I don't know, I'll get, emails, or I'll get a direct message. Hey, MJ, you see this? And they're sending me a link, or they're asking me about a story, or they're bringing up a fact that they think is a fact, and it's not. The amount of crap that's on social media that is just blatantly false is just enormous. You can only believe a fraction of what you see. And you know what's scary is the people that just see some reel on Instagram or some TikTok schmuck thing, and they take it as the gospel. They take it as fact when it's totally BS. Like this woman here, and this is malicious. This is damaging. If I were these chocolate companies, I'd send my lawyers out and rip this lady's limbs off.
What is she doing?
She's pointing out on a video, she's pointing out major brands. She's holding up these chocolate boxes or these chocolate products of major well-known brands and saying, recalled. And it's false.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Exactly right. This idiot. And, of course, she's on TikTok. And, also a lot of TikToks migrate over to Instagram Reels. And that's where I saw this. But she's like saying, hey, Valentine's coming up. And these chocolates recalled. And they are not recalled. Now, the audio is not great, but I want to give you a little taste here. But this is just another example of you can't believe all the crap. And what's sad is how many tens of thousands of people saw this video and didn't purchase the product because this lady is spreading blatant lies about some of the chocolate being recalled, and it's clearly not. All right, and we did not edit this video. This audio from the video, the audio is as it appeared. We did not do any editing here.
This has a recall. 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 This has a recall.
No, it doesn't, you lying hack. There were no recalls on these products. So she's holding up chocolate brands. I'm going to tell you which brands.
Like things we've all heard of before, like major brands.
Yes.
Russell Stover's.
Yeah, that's on the list. She's holding up a box of Russell Stover
chocolate.
She's holding up Russell Stover Valentine's candies.
Right.
This has recall. No, it doesn't. There's no recall. So, she's holding up Reese's peanut butter miniatures.
I love those.
Oh,
Those are my favorite.
Yeah.
She's saying these are recalled. No, they're not. There's no recall. Who owns Reese's? Is that Hershey's?
It's
Is that
Hershey.
Yeah, it's a Hershey's product. Hershey's ought to send their lawyers and track this woman down and gouge her eyeballs out. Is what they ought to do. So when she says
This has a recall. 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 This has a recall.
no, it doesn't. 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 Bitch. Listen, it incenses me when you have someone trying to hurt somebody's business. If there's a real problem, listen, there's another food story. There's a tuna recall. That's
Let's
real.
go down the tuna aisle. There's a recall. There's a recall. There's a recall. There's a recall.
Chocolate-covered Valentine's tuna.
Oh, gross.
Oh, man. What do you think of that?
Gross.
All right, let me give you the brands. So this woman in this stupid video, and this is just to get a testament to you can't believe just tons of stuff that pops up on social media. And how many people bought into what this wacko is saying, and these companies are losing out on sales. Reese's peanut butter miniatures are not recalled, you idiot. Warheads cubes. What are those? I know what warheads are, but is there...
I have no idea.
So...
It must be like the shape. I don't know.
Warheads cubes are not being recalled.
But that's not a chocolate.
Here's another major... Lindor. We've all seen Lindor makes a phenomenal chocolate product. She's saying that Lindor milk chocolate's recalled. No, they're not. Elmer chocolate milk and dark chocolate collection. I don't know. Elmer. She's holding up a box of Elmer. No, they're not. They're not recalled. They're fine. I'm sure they're delicious and they're fine. Then she holds up some Valentine's Day candy tube. I don't know the brand on that. And she didn't say, but the Valentine's Day candy tube is not being recalled. Someone needs to throat punch. Listen, I'm not a violent person, but if you are disparaging and trying to hurt companies' reputations and business, then they ought to run you over with one of their delivery trucks.
You watch out. You're going to be recalled. You're going to be recalled. You're going to be recalled.
Recalled to the Lord.
You're going to be recalled.
That's what, yeah, she ought to be recalled. All right. Oh, and then she holds up an assorted chocolates box from Russell Stover saying recalled. No, it's not. And then she holds up Ghirardelli. Is it Ghirardelli or Ghirardelli? I'm trying to, the San Francisco.
I always said Ghirardelli.
Is it
I do too.
Ghirardelli?
Yeah.
That's how I say it.
I don't know if I'm right, but I've always said Ghirardelli.
Isn't
Me too.
Ghirardelli like a square in San Francisco as well? Right?
Yes,
Isn't it right?
yes.
Yeah. It was,
Right. Ghirardelli. So these products are not being recalled. You can buy these Valentine's Day chocolates, and you're not going to botulize or kill your loved one. I mean, my God, this woman is just being destructive and malicious for no reason, just making up crap.
This has a recall. This has a recall.
No.
This has a recall.
No, it doesn't.
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 This has a recall.
No, it doesn't. You know what? Throw her in a boiling hot vat of chocolate at one of the factories.
I mean, what prompts somebody to do that?
I don't know. But again, just question everything that you stumble across. Any of the reels on Instagram, the TikTok crap, just question it. And it's just sad, the people that take this at face value and think that everything they see is a fact.
You know what? It was a very easy thing to confirm or, verify. Fester typed in 2 words, chocolate, recall. And articles come up and the FDA page came up and Fester was able to easily ascertain that these chocolates were not under recall.
Yeah, because when I want thorough research, I go to Fester.
No, when I want thorough research, I go to TikTok.
Stop it.
Recall. This is recall.
Stop.
This is recall.
Stop.
This is recall.
Stop.
This is recall.
Stop.
I'm gonna go as the recall lady for Halloween. I'm just gonna walk around. This is recall. This is everybody's candy basket. This is recall. This is recall.
Parents would love that.
Oh my God, what a mess. And then Fester said, "Hey, are you aware of the big tuna recall?"
Not what I said.
Oh, what did you say?
I said, "Are you up to speed on the new tuna recall?"
Okay, yeah, I'm way off.
Just asking. I don't know if you ever heard about it.
Yeah, I'm way off.
So I guess locally, it's the Costco brand, or Costco. Oh, they're sold at Costco.
Yeah. So, and this is not like U.S. tuna. You know what? Buy your seafood from America.
Does the U.S. produce a lot of tuna?
Well,
I'm under the impression that canned fish comes from somewhere else, everywhere in the country.
I don't know. I'm not a big canned fish expert. You know, I don't buy a lot of canned tuna.
How much tuna do you eat? Canned tuna at all?
I do not. I don't eat any canned tuna whatsoever. The tuna that I get blocks of saku, like bluefin tuna.
Oh yes.
I get frozen, high quality, like sushi quality. And listen, I got friends in the sushi biz, so I get like a case at a time of like high quality frozen like bluefin tuna blocks because I make my own tuna poke bowls.
Okay, that's completely different than what canned tuna does.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I consume my tuna differently. No, I don't buy canned tuna. Michelle, we don't have one can of tuna in the house.
Nope.
Zero.
What about a can of salmon?
No. No. I if I want salmon, I'll get salmon from the fish market or whatever.
I'll get my fish from a can the way God intended it.
Stop it.
That's what I'm going to do.
All right, so certain canned tuna sold by Costco, Trader Joe's, Walmart.
It's this company named Tri-Union Seafoods that does private labeling canned fish for a bunch of different people.
Yeah, it's from Thailand. So Thai Union, what a shocker. They're based in Thailand. That always concerns me. Like, we had that whole shrimp scandal. Remember we had a story a couple of weeks ago about the shrimp scandal that here in the Tampa Bay area, there was a
Gulf shrimp.
Yeah,
right.
So many restaurants were advertising Gulf shrimp, and it's like from like.
By the way, that's the Gulf of America now. It's not Gulf of Mexico shrimp. It's Gulf of America shrimp.
I will acknowledge I thought it was nuts at first, but I've been calling it the Gulf of America now for like 10 days, and I like it. I like it. If it seems natural.
Hey, do me a favor. Bring up.
The guy's wrong. He's wrong. But if he's right, he's right.
Hold on. Bring up the shrimp story because I had no idea there's like a seafood verification company that's based like in Dunedin or Tarpon Springs or something.
Right.
And I had no idea. And they tested, see if you can find the story. Type in Gulf shrimp fraud and then hit news. Fraud and then hit news.
News.
Right there. Yeah. Shrimp. Here we go. Let me click on this.
Yeah.
And then I'll go back to tuna. But this was a big deal because this company tested like 40-something restaurants in the Tampa Bay area and only 2 through genetic DNA testing were proved to actually use Gulf shrimp from off the coast right here in the Tampa Bay area.
And the other 98% of them got their shrimp from some ditch in the middle of Thailand or something?
That's
or
the point.
China?
It's Thailand.
A
lot of it. And that's what's my concern is like these shrimp farms. I mean, are the shrimp in like sewer ditches? Are you eating poop shrimp?
Gross.
I mean, no, it is.
I don't know if I eat poop shrimp, but I tell you what, I never devein.
Restaurants throughout the Gulf Coast are serving imported shrimp, but telling their customers they're feasting on fresh crustaceans fished in the Gulf of Mexico. Well, Gulf of America. A series of new studies found. Here it is. CD Consulting, a food safety technology company, tested shrimp from randomly chosen restaurants in Baton Rouge. Hey, Cajun Fester.
Yes.
Cajun Fester.
Hold on, let me get him.
Do you think that in your shrimp gumbo and your etouffee, and are you using Gulf shrimp or are you using Thai poop ditch
Let me
shrimp?
tell you something here right now. I tell you, it all depends who the gumbo be going to. Now, if it goes to somebody I care about, of course I only use something fresh from the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah. So CD Consulting.
I don't give two craps about you. I use something from Thailand. I don't care.
And this CD is based right in Pinellas County. And they, I guess, tested shrimp randomly.
I don't need no Pinellas County shrimp tester coming up to Baton Rouge telling me what's legitimate or not.
They tested shrimp in Baton Rouge, Biloxi, Mississippi, Galveston, Texas, and right here in the Tampa Bay area. And they found a significant number of the restaurants were passing off their shrimp as locally sourced, even though it was like frozen shrimp coming in from shrimp farms.
Yeah, from restaurant supply companies. It's coming off of like the Cheney Brothers truck.
Listen to this. The cities with the highest shrimp fraud rate were Tampa Bay and St. Petersburg.
Why don't we advertise that with the Chamber of Commerce?
96%, according to CD Consulting. Only 2 of the 44 restaurants sampled here in the Tampa Bay area were serving authentic shrimp from the Gulf of America. The Gulf of America.
I mean, it's official now, right? Google Maps is using it, right?
No, but the CD is right in. You know what? We ought to take a tour of the CD DNA testing labs.
Well,
It's like something out of CSI.
I don't think they have the labs right there. I think they send it out, and they just have it's like 2 desks and a couple of nerds who smell like fish working there. I don't know that.
All right, so back over to the what time? 7:16. 7:16 at the MJ Morning Show. Back to the tuna recall. So numerous labels are under this tuna recall. So check your pantry, and if you got this stuff, don't eat it. Warning! Alert! Alert! Tuna recall. Which, Michelle, we don't have to worry about because we've got no canned tuna in our house.
What's in it? Why is it being recalled? What is there, like somebody's toenail or something? Why?
No, botulism concerns. Nothing like a nice dose of botulism to start off your Wednesday, you know?
I mean, if the can is puffy, don't eat it.
Don't eat it.
Don't eat it. Puffy, soft canned goods.
Bloated, puffy cans? You mean I shouldn't open those up?
That was my mother's big threat whenever I would hide food in my bedroom.
You're going to get botulism.
Yeah, you'll get the botulism.
You're going to get the botulism.
You can't hide food in your bedroom. You'll get botulism.
Dom, you're going to get the botulism.
One time I had a whole tub of cake icing, and I was eating it 1 scoop at a time.
Dude, you kept cake icing under your bed in your bedroom?
Yes.
Oh, God.
And you'd eat 1 or 2 scoops a day. And
well, like the Pillsbury cake icing?
Yeah, the little tub. But it was like a cardboard tub back then. Now it's a plastic tub.
Well, look at you. No wonder why. You ate spoonfuls of cake icing hidden in your room?
Anyway, Mom came in to straighten some things up, and she found this half-eaten chocolate icing, and she's like, "What's this?" And I told her, "Oh, I was eating it at night." She's like, and her only complaint was not that I was doing it. It was that you can't leave it in your room because you'll get the botulism.
Oh my gosh.
I was always fascinated on those icing commercials, how they were able to use, it was almost like they used a knife made out of a white paper plate to and they always got the nicest smears and, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and then when you actually use it, it just rips your cake apart.
No. Well, that. But when you try to do your own icing at home with those canned supermarket icing thing, the cake looks like total ass. It looks like a 4-year-old made the cake. All right. So on the tuna recall, involves tuna sold in dozens of states, including right here in Florida under the Genova, Van Camp's, Trader Joe's brand. So Costco, Walmart. So you got to be careful. Here in Florida, Genova 5-ounce was sold at Publix. Also Walmart. So that's here in Florida. Then Van Camp's label sold at independent retailers and Walmart in Florida. So look out for this recalled tuna so you don't get a potential case of the botulism.
Botulism. What a funny name.
Well, it is funny. It is. Deadly things that have funny names here on the MJ Morning Show. I mean, seriously, when I hear botulism, it does make me laugh.
Oh, my God.
Botulism.
Juvenile.
Botulism.
It's a funny name.
I'm all botched up with botulism. All right. 7:19 at the MJ Morning Show. We start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ next. We got to get to the bottom of yesterday was Red Tuesday. Where the heck did this come through? Where did this happen?
I'm going to tell you.
Oh, and also, what do Michelle and I have in common with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle? Oh, this is a great story. Oh, you got to hear this. Michelle and I have something in common with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. And it's got a botulism factor. All right, hold
Possibly.
on. We'll tell you next. Don't move on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. Light me up, Michelle. All right, 7:28 at the MJ Morning Show. Here we go. 1 hour, 20 minutes of nonstop MJ starts right now. And it's never an hour and 20 minutes exactly. I always go over. It's never under. It's never exact. I always go over. Let's dive right in. So it was yesterday when I found out that something called Red Tuesday exists. I don't get this, because what if Valentine's Day is on a Tuesday? Michelle apparently has done extensive research. If you're an MJ Morning Show regular listener and you listen to us cover to cover, and I suggest you do.
Yes, please.
Because if you like what you hear in the chunk that you do listen, imagine what you're missing. Imagine all of the material, all of the fun times. Yeah, good times.
Good times.
Good times. Good times.
Those radio guys.
Yeah, good times.
Real
good times.
good.
Imagine all the crap you're missing here on the MJ Morning Show. And, of course, the whole show is podcast by 11 a.m. virtually on all the platforms. Just search MJ Morning Show on Q105 Podcast, and we're all over the place. So the whole show is kind of compressed, and you get everything. And then, of course, MJ TV. But so bottom line is, don't miss a moment of the show. When we opened up today at 6 o'clock, I brought up that I had just found out, like yesterday afternoon, well after the morning show, and the stories came out yesterday. It's like, why didn't you put the story out on Monday so we could talk about it on Tuesday morning instead of us talking about it on Wednesday morning? So we got to go rear view here that yesterday was apparently something called Red Tuesday, and it's the most popular breakup day before Valentine's Day. Red Tuesday. I never heard of this. When is this, like the first year that it's been designated Red Tuesday?
I think so.
Okay, yeah, I've never heard of this day before, and you make it sound like there's so many articles about it. One person wrote one article about it, and then other sites have spun it their own way off of that.
They picked it up like a torch, like they're running the Olympic torch marathon or something. And then the stories everywhere. Oh, yesterday was Red Tuesday, 3 days before Valentine's Day.
Right.
It's a big breakup day.
Okay, do you want to know the backstory?
Yeah, where the hell did this come from?
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
A website called illicitencounters.com.
Illicit encounters.
They carried out a poll, and that was what they determined.
Hold on, stop. You know what this is?
What?
This is some website just inventing a freaking story that everyone bid on hook, line, and sinker to promote their freaking website.
I don't disagree with you. Go to the website and see what it's all about. You know what it's about?
Illicit encounters? I can take a guess.
Yeah, Michelle.
What?
Michelle, do you want me going to illicitencounters.com?
Well, no, I don't, because
That's
it
like
is.
Ashley. You want me to join Ashley Madison?
That's exactly what it is in the United
Yep,
Kingdom.
there you go.
It's the UK's leading married dating website.
And then all of the U.S. newspaper, tons of websites carried this story yesterday.
So, by the way, it was first reported in the Daily Mail
Yep.
at 3:50 a.m. Eastern Time. So,
Eastern time?
yeah, that's what it says at the top of the article.
All right.
I don't lie.
Yeah, because Daily Mail
can
obviously
read.
is a British publication,
Uh-huh.
but we also have a very large Daily Mail U.S. site as
Right.
well.
And it says published 3:50 EST, February 11th.
Right. Which, by the way, the Daily Mail,
Yeah, I know.
there are not many people writing those stories.
Right.
A lot of the stories with the Daily, and I hate the Daily Mail because every story is 97 pages long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Too hard. You can't print them.
My God, if I print a story from the Daily Mail, I go through a whole ream of paper. I'm like, I blow through my toner cartridge. No, but a lot of the stories on the Daily Mail websites, at least the U.S. site, are like AI and even before we heard about AI, for years they've been having computers like write the stories. That's why sometimes it's all awkward. All right, so what else do I need to know about Red Tuesday?
So
that even if Valentine's Day happens on the Tuesday, I mean, just this year because they did the study, they're saying Red Tuesday, but apparently it's the week leading up to Valentine's Day. It's so much pressure on the the giver and the relationship and what and do they really want this to last? And so then they just go, you know what? To hell with it, and they break up.
If you don't feel it, I mean, if you're not in love or getting to like this person a lot,
Right.
Valentine's Day is a hard day because you have to really fake it.
Is it a hard day for you, Fester? What are you and Allison doing? You doing something special?
No.
Oh, come on.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
You're going out to eat at least?
Maybe we'll go get a pizza. I don't think, but listen, I think Valentine's Day is one of those manufactured holidays that couples that are, in a relatively good place
Oh, I agree.
don't necessarily need.
Exactly.
I mean, honestly, it's more for the kids than anything these days.
Yes.
My wife had to go out she went to Home Goods yesterday to buy Valentines for Hudson to give out to his
Oh.
second grade class.
Oh.
And, I don't think public school in Hillsborough County has school on Friday because it's Fair Day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so check your school.
Wait,
but I think Hillsborough County, is out on Friday, so he has to give them out on Thursday.
Oh,
And then
MJ,
then
guess
Hudson
what?
was bitching about the candy we bought for him.
Thank you, Fester.
What?
First of all, number one, most miserable experience of being a parent is getting the Valentines together,
It's
picking them, whether you're going to put the candy in there or not.
we gave Hudson the Tootsie Pops.
Yeah.
Because it's an easy gift to
Right.
you can carry it home. That's not going to melt. He's like, I don't want to give them out. I
Oh.
want to give out chocolate. I'm like, you can't give out chocolate. It's going to melt. No, I don't want to give you. I didn't want to give him anything. And then, his second grade, he gets a bunch of Valentines, which, he's excited about that.
But you know what you did just remind me about?
What that?
The fair. Maybe we should scrap the OG and go to the fair on Valentine's Day. Wouldn't that be so much fun?
so-
MJ, we could write that one that goes round and round and plays the crazy 80s music.
All right, so Michelle and I are planning to go to an early dinner at the Olive Garden, which the tradition started last year because we wanted to use a $25 gift card that Michelle's mom gave me for Christmas from the Olive Garden.
I have a very serious question for you.
Yes, very
Are
good.
you really going to make this? And if you do, I think
Yeah.
it's
Why not?
it's
No,
sweet.
it's going to be an annual event.
Okay.
Michelle and I are going to the Olive Garden for an early dinner at West Shore and Boy Scout on Friday. If you want to join us there, you're welcome to join us. All right, so Red Tuesday is just some made-up manufactured thing to promote some,
Illicit
cheater
encounters.
website?
Yeah.
The number one British,
And a fair website?
Yeah.
number one in Great Britain.
All right, whatever.
You want to show your wanker to people.
Oh, my
Other
gosh.
than your old
All
lady.
right,
You
Fester.
go
Stop
to
it.
illicitencounters.com.
All right, speaking of...
Hey, real fast, before you
Yeah.
change subjects,
Yes.
can I address a complaint we've been getting this morning?
Oh, my
no.
God. What complaint are we getting
Is
this
it about
morning?
me?
No,
I'll
it's
leave
not
the
about. It's
studio.
not about you.
What's the
People love you.
complaint? Tell me.
A bunch of people have called Andrew that
Oh.
Do you see it?
I told you.
Every day we stream on MJ Morning Show, the MJ Morning Show on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you're on the camera most of the time.
Yeah. What's the complaint? Just get to the freaking complaint.
We have like this new piece of artwork
Yeah,
behind you.
it was there like a couple of months ago, and I took it down because there was a reflection. But
Well,
Who put
hello?
it back up? Who put it back up?
What makes you think the reflection is gone?
I put it back up because the wall behind us. This studio looks like a dumpster fire. This studio is just a pile of ass. All right. And behind me is an old window that they filled in with drywall.
And left it.
And there was a sticker on the drywall that I peeled off, and it like left.
Why did you peel the sticker off? You just couldn't help
The
yourself.
sticker looked worse. It was so small you couldn't read it. It just looked like a dot behind MJ's head.
Like a target?
And we're supposed to be in the new studio before Christmas. Now it's turned into maybe at the end of March. I don't know why we just can't get out of this hellhole and get into the brand new, good-looking MJ Morning Show studio. All right, moving along.
Well, take the picture down. People are complaining that it's distracting.
Whatever. All right, so listen, I got other
you
things
gonna
to
leave
worry
it
about.
up?
All right, listen, I'm not worried about that.
Turn around,
All right, so moving along here on the...
1,000 people watching.
Stop.
Jesus,
All right, moving along. I mentioned that we got to talk about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry and how Michelle and I have something in common with them. And this is an ooh. And it has to do with Valentine's Day. So what do Michelle and I have to do with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle? I'm going to tell you right now.
They go to Olive Garden also?
It is a restaurant. It's not Olive Garden. But Michelle, you read the story and then you noticed that, oh my God, we actually were there as well, right?
That's correct.
This is a crazy story. Ugh. And it was so good too until it was good until it wasn't.
You are right.
Yeah. So story came out. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry had an early Valentine's Day date night in Whistler, British Columbia, Canada. And a couple of years ago, we broke our traditional go to Vail Christmas, family get together.
Yep.
And we went to Whistler in Canada for the very first time. This was 2 winters ago, right?
Okay.
What was it like? 20,
I don't know.
I think it was 22. It would have been, I think, 2022. Or,
Maybe I'd rather not remember it.
Here's the deal.
Was
So
Whistler's mother there?
we really enjoyed Whistler, and it was really a nice trip. But Michelle finds this story. Do you have it in front of you?
Oh, I do.
Yeah, go ahead and read it. Go ahead and read the portion that applies to us, MJ and Michelle.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle enjoyed a cozy Valentine's Day dinner at an Italian restaurant. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex took a break from their Invictus games duties to dine at the posh Italian eatery Il Caminetto.
Yeah. So in Whistler, what are they up there for? What are the games?
Invictus games.
The Invictus, some kind of
He started it. It's for veterans of war or
that's
conflict
nice.
that have.
That's very for
Right.
disabilities.
Is it
Yeah.
soccer or
That's
rugby
very
or
very
something?
nice. That's
they do
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So they're there for the Invictus games in Whistler, and they had an early romantic dinner at an Italian restaurant called Il Caminetto, which is right in the middle of Whistler Village. If you've ever been there, and guess what? Michelle and I and the kids, Chloe and Julian, we ate at this exact same restaurant, Il Caminetto, a couple of years ago over Christmas. But we had an issue there. We had an incident there. So Michelle had to have the risotto. There was a white truffle risotto, which was it was ridiculously priced. But you know what Michelle wants, Michelle gets.
Really?
So...
Fester, you know long enough. That's not what Michelle wants. Michelle gets. Come on.
It's not the point.
All right, so Michelle orders the white truffle risotto at Il Caminetto in Whistler, where Prince Harry and Meghan Markle just had a romantic pre-Valentine's Day dinner.
What was there, like a hair in it or something?
Yes.
Get out of here.
Dude,
Get out of here, really?
So you got shaved white truffle on top of this, and
my gosh.
and the dish was phenomenal. It was delicious.
Listen, it's the kind of dish, it's a lot of food. And as everyone knows, I only eat like half of my dishes when they come. And also I was sharing, like Julian and I were probably...
and she doesn't throw away the other half.
Oh, no.
So Michelle has the rule of halves. She eats half, and you bring half home. And you enjoy it for lunch the next day or whatever.
And there was a hair.
So
was it a long hair?
Oh my gosh, Fester! It was like the longest, blackest, dark hair that It was just,
Fester, stop gagging over
and
there.
everybody,
Stop.
Disgusting.
You're gonna
everybody at the table had a bite of the food, and we were so enjoying. I was not going to be able to take half of it home. Actually, I was so disappointed because Julian was loving it. Chloe had enjoyed a bite. You had enjoyed a bite, and then. I'd only had like a few bites.
And then you fish it out, and it never ends.
But here's the deal.
And
it's covered in sauce.
Here's the deal. Here's the situation. All right. It wasn't on top.
No.
It was like midway through,
Yes.
so we had all eaten it, and then
it was there.
it's the Todd. What is this?
So it's like,
And then Michelle grabs the hair and starts pulling the hair. And it just wouldn't stop. It was like a Rapunzel black hair.
Yes. It was just so.
it was like Meghan Markle's hair. It's the long black strand of hair that's never ending.
Oh, wait a sec. Prince Harry found a short little curly black hair in his food. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. All right, but. Oh, man. And that risotto dish was so good.
Delicious.
And it's amazing how something so good can become so bad. So we call the waiter over, and Michelle's holding up the hair over the plate. And the
discreetly.
waiter, the waiter, his face just turns as white as the white truffle, the shaved white truffle. And didn't he say they brought the manager over?
The manager came over to apologize.
Didn't they say something about
Yes.
someone in the kitchen that won't wear a hairnet or something?
They said they knew who it was.
They knew exactly. So they knew
There's only a
immediately.
few
They knew
rules.
immediately that it wasn't like some kind of a sabotage deal where we were like trying to scam them to get like a free meal or whatever.
Right.
They knew immediately whose hair it was. It was like the waiter or the manager said, "Oh yeah, we know who that belongs to," and I think I had probed the waiter a little later, and I think he might have said, "Yeah, there's a guy back there. He doesn't wear his hairnet." Mm-hmm. I'm like, "What the hell?
It's unacceptable.
Of course, it's unacceptable."
Right.
What kind of laws do they have in Canada?
Right.
Of course it's unacceptable, but it was the longest. And then, then you go, like, oh my God.
Yeah. But I like to be discreet in situations like that because I was saying also that, Chloe and I were dining in New York City. And
oh, yeah. Where was that?
it was on the Upper West Side, a cute little Tex-Mexy place that's no longer there. But we were having brunch on a Sunday, and all of a sudden there was a little friend crawling up the column next to me, and I was like, "Oh, how am I going to do this?" Because there were other patrons in the restaurant. Like, I don't want to create
Make
a scene. I'm just not that kind of person. So I walked over to the host at the station at the front door, and I was like, "I just want to let you know, I don't want to have a big scene made, but there's a little bug crawling up the wall over there. It's a little like juvenile roach kind of thing." And they were like, "Thank you for letting us know."
You
But
said
then-
it was a juvenile roach?
Well, because it wasn't a baby one, but it wasn't a big one. And so, the waiter came over.
You didn't
and-
go, "Roach!"
No, right. And the waiter came over.
You didn't say, "Waiter, could you bring me a can of Raid?"
No.
No.
But he came over and caught it in a napkin and then took it away. And then they gave us a free dessert. And we were like,
yay. Yeah.
I think our meal is kind of done.
All right, so back to the black hair.
Yeah.
They took the risotto
Yes.
off of the bill. What do you do in that case? Do you just take the one item off the bill, or should you comp the whole thing?
No,
What do you think?
The one item. One item's it.
You know what? I want to ask our listeners on this. What do? You find a nasty 2-foot-long black hair in your risotto.
And everybody else ate their meals happily?
No, well, yeah, we did, but we all had a taste of this dish. before we found the hair.
I think there was some inspection going on, at each person's plate.
All
at
right,
that
so
point.
here's the deal. I've got a question. I'm not going to belabor this, but let me go to phones here quickly. And if you're in the restaurant business, if you're a server, if you're a restaurant owner, somebody finds a seriously long black hair all woven through their dish. What do you do?
Yeah, what is the protocol?
Do you just take that item off the bill, or do you comp the whole meal? Hey, I can say it now, but remember at Shula's Steakhouse? Shula's is gone.
Oh my God.
Oh, the Shula's story.
What happened at Shula's?
And I like Shula's.
And it was a Valentine's Day dinner.
It was Valentine's dinner. Let me go to phones on this, and we'll tell the Shula's story while we're screening calls. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. What do? You find a giant hair. Do you just take the food item off, or do you comp the whole meal? What is acceptable here? 800-990-1047. And I'd love to know, if you're in the restaurant business, what your take on this is. 800-990-1047. So, Michelle, you want to tell the Shula story?
Now?
Yes, right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was Valentine's Day, Saturday, whatever year it was. Chloe was 2.
Chloe was 2 years old. So it would have been like 2003, 2004?
Right. And so we're eating dinner, and she was sitting across from me in between your parents, and they'd served my salad, and I was eating the salad, and as I was eating it, she kind of popped forward out of her seat.
You had a Caesar salad.
A Caesar salad. Yep. She popped forward out of her seat, like maybe up on her knees or, up on her legs a little bit.
Chloe is 2 years old.
And she came forward and she pointed, so she's leaning on the table. She's a little taller than the rest of us, and she says, "Mommy, your salad is moving."
Oh, no.
And I'm like,
you don't want to hear, "Mommy, your salad is moving."
And I'm like, what? Because she could see from her perspective, the lettuce was moving around on that side. And sure enough, there was a little friend under there, Fester.
Oh,
there was a roach with lettuce on its back moving through Michelle's plate.
That's
terrible.
terrible.
The lettuce was moving. This was Shula's Steakhouse, right? Right. It used to be in the Intercontinental.
Yeah.
And I like Shula's.
It was great it was great when there were no roaches on your plate.
Guess what? Our restaurant's great with no roaches on your plate. It's a new slogan.
There you go.
Mommy, your salad is moving.
I mean,
God.
it was like you tried not to laugh because, then you had to tell the waiter and be serious about it.
Let me take a couple calls, then we got to get to what people are slathering on their bodies. Yeah. Hey, Michelle, I want to know if you know about this.
All right.
What people are slathering on their bodies. We'll get to that in a second. Look at the phones. Phones have exploded. Sherry is in St. Pete. Hi, Sherry. Welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, good morning, MJ, Michelle, and Fester. Hope all is well.
All good. Go ahead.
Hey, I just wanted you to know, my opinion is they should have comped the whole meal. I was at the Brown Derby, which is in Madeira Beach. I mean, many, many years ago. They've since closed in the 80s.
Right.
But I had a long neck beer, and the waiter brought it over, and I went to grab it. I was drinking out of the bottle, and honest to God, there was the biggest cockroach stuck with his back against the neck of the bottle, and his legs were moving.
Oh, my God.
It was awful. It was awful. And we had the whole meal comp, needless to say.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, I was so discreet about it, and when the waiter came over, I showed him, and I'm like looking at him, and he's going, "Oh my God!"
Oh, so you were discreet, but the waiter was freaking out.
Like, what is going on?
That's hysterical. Sherry, thanks for the call. Have a great day. CJ in Dade City. CJ, MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, MJ.
Yeah.
Hi, Michelle. Hey, Fester.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead.
Hey, guys. So at Chili's, what we would do is comp just the one item, but if there was like a hair or something in it, we would comp the whole meal.
See, they would comp the whole meal. So we ended up paying for the meal just minus the risotto. So thank you, CJ. Jill in San Antonio. I drive through San Antonio to get to Dade City. So hello, Jill. Welcome.
Yeah. I'm the old lady school teacher. I live in Port Richey, but I teach in Dade City.
Gotcha. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know who I am. Anyway, So we were in New York, and I had a salad.
Now, you're the 80-something-year-old school teacher, right?
Yeah, 81.
That's
yeah.
amazing.
And
Unfreaking believable. That's just so incredible, Jill. You sound like you're in your 30s. Go ahead.
Thank you. I love you. Anyway, so we had a salad, a big salad, and I don't remember the name of the restaurant in New York, but it was a nice restaurant. And something felt funny in my mouth, and I took it out, and it was a piece of glass.
Oh.
And yeah. And I called the waiter over, and I said, "There's glass in the salad." He goes, "Oh my God!" He said, "We did. We broke a glass while we were making the salad. They didn't count me anything. They bought me a new salad."
Oh no!
Like I was really going to eat it.
That's awful. All right. Hey, thank you, Jill.
Yeah.
Always great to hear
Okay.
from you.
You too. Bye bye.
All right, Pam in Newport Richie. Pam, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Yep.
I would definitely have them comp the meal, well, not the meal, but the plate, and replace it at no charge, plus maybe offer a dessert or a drink or coffee or something.
They did offer to replace it, didn't they, Michelle?
No, they didn't.
Oh, they didn't?
Nope.
Oh,
They didn't offer to replace
that's weird.
it.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if they brought us
Right.
the dessert.
All right, Pam, thanks for the call. Mike in Plant City. Mike, MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning.
Hey.
I used to manage the Bob Evans restaurant for about 5 years.
Yep.
And if I ever had an occurrence of something like that happening or that something was wrong with one of the meals, I would definitely comp the whole table.
Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do.
Do you think it had to do with like the price point? I mean, no offense to Bob Evans, but let's say a Bob Evans family of 4 eats for $50.
Right.
You know,
right.
or you go to a fancier restaurant and the bill is $500 or
Right.
or 400. I mean, whatever. I don't know how much
Listen,
it was. But
dinner was expensive.
Sure.
Listen, if Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are dining at this Il Caminetto in Whistler, it was an expensive dinner.
tonight they're eating at the Bob Evans in Whistler. But, you know, I mean, MJ, if you're in a
want
restaurant.
to take into account, too, though, the cost of the goods sold. Okay, the cost of the goods isn't the actual retail price of the restaurant menu price. The cost of the goods is actually what the restaurant's paying for it.
Yep. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate the restaurant insight. So,
Yep,
Mike,
you bet.
you have a great day. Madden is in Tampa. Madden, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Hey, MJ. I work at a restaurant in Tampa, and it's like a decently nice one, but it's so I expedite. So I'm with the food. I garnish it all. I've found a couple hairs. So they usually get most of the time found before you even get it.
All right, so all right, so
my God,
obviously the big question, Madden, is if you find a hair as you're prepping and getting ready to expedite to the table and rush it out, if you find a hair, do you just pluck that
Yes,
hair off, or do you have them remake the dish?
Well, I let my manager deal with that, but I will say something.
Well, hold on, no, I gotta know. So what happens? You find a hair before you bring it out to the table. Is the hair just getting plucked, like, or are they remaking the dish?
I've seen people just pluck it.
Oh.
I've seen some servers do it.
Oh man,
Just
all right.
pluck and pass it out.
But,
Man, that's plucked up,
but-
man.
It really comes down, which the restaurant I work at is very good because it really comes down to the executive chef and how organized the kitchen is. And a lot of executive chefs are not organized, and it makes the kitchen a lot more messy.
All right.
Which I'm really surprised a lot more people don't get sick.
God, that's nice to hear. Madden, thank you, buddy. So, look at this. In Clearwater, Richard's on the line, and Richard is a former executive chef. Hello, Richard. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
MJ, good morning, brother.
Hey, how you doing? Go ahead.
Hey, listen, I was an executive chef back in the day when you guys first started, and I brought you food back in the 90s. I brought you crawfish etouffee, shrimp creole. I sat in the studio with you guys. We chatted at length. It was a great experience.
Oh,
I don't know
wow.
if you remember me or not.
Oh, yeah. How can we forget?
I remember the 1995 crawfish that you brought in.
The
yes.
meal from
Yes,
25
sir. I was
years
at Jams
ago.
and Java back in the day.
What was the name of it?
Jams and Java.
Oh, I remember absolutely. I remember that. Yes.
The old Makos on Gulf to Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys were great. Hey, listen, I'm a.
What, we were great? We're not great anymore? What are you
there's
saying?
2 ways
All right.
that you can deal with that situation.
All right, 2 ways to deal with it. Go
Comp a
ahead.
single meal.
Yep.
But if you want to retain them as customers and not have them go all over town and down talk your establishment, you have to comp the entire table. You have to approach the table, hat in hand, very apologetic, comp the entire table, and tell them you hope you see them again, and so on and so forth.
All right, so to retain the business and to try to thwart somebody from just spreading the story all over the place, so you think if you comp the whole table, the whole meal, that kind of guilts them into not spreading the word?
Well, not so much, because what they're going to do is they're going to go out and about and they're going to talk about it, but they're going to talk about how, and I as the executive chef would do the table visit.
Yeah.
So they're going to tell everyone, listen, the chef came out. He was very apologetic. He comped the entire meal. And this shouldn't happen in the first place. All my people in the kitchen, they have to wear a head covering.
All right, let me ask you a question. In your years of being an executive chef, what is the worst thing that ever made it on a plate out to a table?
I've been lucky. Brother. I've never had any issues whatsoever because I'm hypersensitive about. I even make them change into their uniform when they get into work, because if they put their uniform on and then come to work, they can bring debris and certain things in on their uniform.
Gotcha. Richard, hey, thanks for checking in, and feel free to bring us some crawfish in the future.
So, but MJ, he's right. I mean, think about it. You were in a tourist town. They knew they probably weren't going to see you again.
Oh, those stupid Americans.
these are Canadians now. But they knew that you were gone in a couple of days. So they're going to get you for a few bucks because our bad, we'll comp the meal, but still give us the rest of the money.
But don't you think they might be worried about my Google review?
No.
What if I'd have taken a picture of it?
Okay, it's a place that the prince is going to. They don't care about your Google review.
The food is great if you like long black hairs in your dish.
You know what? Prince Harry loves long black hair.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Meghan Markle.
Mm-hmm.
All right, one last call on this, and I got to move on. Heather in Brandon. Heather, hi. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hi, MJ. I was just calling. I was just letting you know a funny story. I went up to go visit my parents. They live in Butler, PA. And they were bragging about this mom and pop diner that I had to eat there. They eat there all the time. So I went with them. My dad ends up getting a tuna mount. I'm watching him across the table eat. He took a big bite of his sandwich. Next thing you know, he's pulling a massive hairball out of his mouth. It was the worst. Needless to say, they don't go there very often anymore.
Oh, no.
I would say that might spoil your appetite just a little bit. All right, Heather, thanks. Look at the phones. I mean, just a quick little mention, and Andrew's turning calls away still because I got to move on.
But the chef brought up a good point. Because it was kind of a touristy town, you're not going back there.
Yeah.
Not anytime soon.
It is the MJ Morning Show. This is Q105, 104.7 FM. Thanks for listening. We're in the middle of an hour and 20 minutes, nonstop MJ. All right, I'm running a little late on the slather story. Michelle, you're into, or you do certain things for your well-being, and you care about your body and your face, and you use creams and oils, and you go for treatments and everything. And what's that?
I don't use oils.
What's that Jesus juice?
Guess what?
Do you still use Jesus juice?
They stopped making it.
They stopped. Whoa! They stopped making Jesus.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
That seems a little sacrilegious.
I just read an article.
What happened? Why did they stop making Jesus juice?
I don't know. It's the last thing I read before I went to bed last night. They stopped making it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, last month.
Right.
And it's a big deal because everybody's trying to buy all the quantity. The last shipment to America from France was last month.
All right, tell everyone in just a couple of sentences. What is Jesus juice? Who sold it?
It's paint thinner.
No, really.
Really, there's paint thinner in it.
She doesn't want to turn more people onto it to limit the supply. Look what she's doing.
Jesus juice was dubbed Jesus juice because it was miraculous, and some French cosmetics company, they were selling this product that celebrities were using and swearing by, and what did it allegedly do to your face?
It's like a toner, so it just kind of gives you a good, smooth, clean kind of for your skin.
And it was expensive, right?
It's pretty expensive.
And so why would they stop making it? Why do you stop making a product if it's expensive? You're selling a ton of it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you know, well, what they did is that one had a lot of ingredients that were like, you know, poo-pooed by, you know, other dermatologists.
Okay,
and like,
right.
it does have paint thinner in it. I'm not lying about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And, but they branched out and they made other formulas that were more acceptable. So maybe they just found that one's no longer.
This is apparently the latest craze. And I asked the question, why are people slathering this on their body? Have you heard of magnesium spray? People are using some magnesium spray product and they're dousing their belly button area, their armpits, and people believe that magnesium spray, it relieves stress, it helps you sleep better at night, and it gets rid of muscle aches and pains. Magnesium spray. Have you heard about this?
I have not heard about this.
What this has got to be is some health and beauty influencer came up with a.
Oh, you think so?
Say, oh my god!
Oh my god!
Welcome to my channel.
You know,
I spray magnesium.
How do I get to my channel? I take the 101 to the 405 to the 110.
So spray magnesium spray on your belly button. I mean, it's like they came up with the most ridiculous compound to put in the weirdest area, and they say, let's see if we can get this to trend. I mean, they were going to put canola oil on their butts, but they said, no, let's put magnesium spray on our belly buttons.
All right, they say that magnesium is an electrolyte. It boosts energy and bone health. And magnesium also reduces anxiety, headaches, depression, improves any problems you might have with PMS.
So there are benefits to magnesium in your diet normally, yes.
Also post-menopausal symptoms. I wonder if any listeners spray themselves with magnesium spray, and this is turning up on the social media videos, and this is kind of going viral about people pushing. You know, these days you gotta wonder, and you gotta be very careful these days because people have learned how to kind of work the system, and you hire like these influencers to then shoot videos pushing your product that, you know, they get millions of views. So you got to figure what's organic, what's real, and what's now you're supposed to disclose. You know, the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, you know, there are all new rules on influencers and having to disclose when you're actually promoting something, when you're paid, when you're compensated.
Yeah, I see that a lot of times.
You know, when I do a post, when I do something that is involving like a client, you'll notice that I'll put you know, messaging in there that, you know, this is a paid client but I'll also say, listen, I'm not going to shoot a video or I'm not going to push something that I don't believe in. You know, I'm not just taking plenty of people out there will just take the money and sell you a Ziploc of dog crap. Yeah. I'm not doing that.
Hey, if you want to sell Ziplocs of dog crap, you call me.
All right,
I'll talk about your dog crap bags all day.
Well, I was just going to say, why are they turning to a spray if, like, as Fester was saying, magnesium you can take, you know, orally or whatever, is because I guess some people have stomach trouble with taking the magnesium. So now they've come out with this, like, you can spray it on. So what you have to ask yourself is you know, when you spray it on, are you getting it absorbed
you have
in
to
the
rub
same
it
way?
In? Why do the belly button?
Yeah, why the belly? This article I'm reading says put it on your feet.
Isn't that closed off?
Yeah.
I did not even ask for calls, and Andrew says we got a caller on hold.
Let's go.
MJ. I'm calling myself. MJ in Riverview. Hey, MJ, welcome.
Hey, and actually, hi, Michelle. We've never met before, but my actual name is Michelle. So.
Oh, look at that.
Get out.
She's Michelle, but she goes by MJ.
So what does the J stand for? Is that your middle name?
Yeah, that's my middle name.
What's your middle name?
Jean.
Oh, so Michelle Jean. You're MJ. All right. So have you tried the magnesium spray?
Okay. Yes, actually, my doctor told me about it because I no longer have a thyroid because I had cancer. Had thyroid removed. I'm cancer free.
Yep. Congratulations.
Thank you. I have problems with sleeping and relaxing and whatever. So I don't like taking more supplements than I need to.
Mm-hmm.
So if you spray the magnesium on your feet and rub it in, I actually get a good night's sleep now.
Wow. So here we go. Here's a testimonial for slathering your body. Have you tried it in other places or just the bottom of your feet?
Just the bottom of my feet. It also can help with like leg cramps.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, things like that.
I've got the Jimmy legs. Will it help me with the Jimmy legs?
I don't know.
You know, Michelle says I have the Jimmy legs. Like if we're sitting down watching a movie on the couch, that I fidget and I move my legs, right?
You got the Jimmy
Okay.
body.
I got the Jimmy body.
Uh-huh.
All right, MJ. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, all right.
You're talking about
All right.
something about in the belly button. Research. You're talking about applying a bunch of stuff all over your body. Castor oil packs.
You put castor oil in your belly button?
And you put like a hot pack. And I don't do this because that's just, I don't want to be, castor oil is very goopy and stuff.
You know what? The mayor of
and
Tampa.
what does that resolve?
The mayor of Tampa ought to sell Jane castor oil.
It'd be a,
Okay.
it
Yeah, it'd be
seems like a logical
Wait,
buy.
wait, wait.
home run.
Wait,
Yeah.
MJ, what does that resolve? The castor oil with the hot packs?
It's supposed to, because, the whole new craze is, cortisol. You have high levels of cortisol.
Right.
You get, they call it cortisol sleep or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's supposed to help because you're putting it against your body and it goes. I haven't done a lot of research on it because, have you ever?
Isn't castor oil, isn't it like a laxative?
It can be.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is okay. There's the castor oil you buy at Walmart, and then there's high grade castor oil.
Uh-huh.
But have you ever tried putting?
No.
Have you ever touched castor oil?
No, I've
like
never. I've never even had a bottle of castor oil in my life ever.
It's very thick and goopy. It's like molasses.
Wow.
So it's like,
Oh man, make some castor oil muffins this weekend,
Oh,
Michelle.
you know what?
Hey, MJ, thanks for the call and thank you for listening. I highly appreciate it. All right, moving along here on the MJ Morning Show. What are you chortling
I'm
at?
just reading the laxative effects of castor oil.
I don't need to know the
castor
laxatives.
oil is a potent laxative that stimulates the bowel
I'm turning your mic off. I don't want to hear that.
by increasing the fluid
secretion. I'm turning it. Listen, I'm going to turn it off.
Fine.
All right.
I'll take my jokes with me.
All right. I don't understand what happened on 275. A lady has a medical episode and then some guy shoots at her and then takes off.
Was she driving erratically because of like a seizure or something?
Yeah,
What's the medical episode?
This is a crazy local story. It happened on I-275 southbound near, Bierce.
Mm-hmm.
And then don't you have the Livingston Road overpass? Right?
Yeah, so you drive under Livingston,
right,
and then you approach
Bierce.
Bierce Avenue,
Yeah,
right,
right.
coming southbound.
Here's the media alert. I got this media alert from the Florida Highway Patrol. See, I'm on the mailing list, so I get these media alerts instantly from Sergeant Gaskins, public information officer with the Florida Highway Patrol. And this narrative is insane. Listen to this. On Monday, February 10th, 2025, at approximately 5 p.m., FHP troopers responded to the report of a traffic crash along southbound lanes of I-275 near milepost 56. Upon arrival, troopers located a 63-year-old Lutz woman who had suffered a medical emergency and had lost control of the vehicle. The vehicle, a GMC Yukon, had departed the highway and collided with the milepost 57 road sign, so took that thing right out. Following that collision, the GMC then returned to the travel lanes. So this thing's like swerving, off the road, swerving back on the road. So after mowing over the milepost 57 sign, the GMC returns to the travel lanes and then collides with an unknown silver or white mid-size sport utility vehicle. After that collision, the driver was shot at by an unknown assailant who fled the scene.
In the vehicle she hit?
They think so. So upon arrival, troopers found the victim bleeding profusely, applied life-saving measures to stop the excessive bleeding. Troopers later discovered a bullet strike to the front driver's side window with a departure path through the front windshield. Portions of the expended round were even located in the rear seat of the vehicle. It was later determined that the victim, in this case, suffered lacerations from the window glass, which resulted in the wounds observed by troopers. But I guess the shattering window glass from the bullet caused severe bleeding. That's
so
insane.
she was shot at. She didn't get shot.
Right. So anyone with information regarding the incident, and I imagine it's the white or silver medium-sized SUV.
I mean, 5 p.m. That road's jammed.
So that person gets hit and then fires a shot and takes off instead of just pulling over to sort things out. Now, I'm guessing that individual didn't want to be anywhere near the police. When you flee the scene like that, that means you got crap in your car, or you're like a fugitive, or you got problems that you don't want to be anywhere near the cops. That's the only reason why you flee that scene. So anyone with information is asked to call the FHP at star FHP, star 347 on your cell phone, and give them a tip. That's bizarre. You know, I wonder what the medical episode was, whether she has, and I know that this is going to sound really bad.
Okay.
But when I hear that people have like a medical episode with all of the streaming shows, I'm thinking that her medical episode was like season 3, episode 5. Is that is that awful?
That's
whenever I hear medical episode,
very insensitive.
Michelle, why are you giving me a look? Are you saying what's wrong with you?
Yeah, a medical episode is not House or
I know, but when I hear
Grey's Anatomy.
when I hear episode, I think of
yeah, sometimes words in the English language have multiple meanings.
Your word association has always troubled me. It's always been
it is strange.
Yeah, exactly.
You say my brain's wired a little funkily.
It is.
But there's no word on what the event was. I don't want to call it an episode.
No, we don't know. We don't know what. Well, we do know that it was season 5, episode 4.
Okay.
All right.
That,
Right. I'm sorry.
That joke wasn't funny the first
I'm
time.
sorry. I was hoping maybe second time. Maybe.
Second time
sometimes.
around.
All right. But
pass it by again.
she had some kind of an event, a medical event, and a seizure. I mean, who knows?
I have a friend who's epileptic and he can't drive. He doesn't
Yeah.
drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't drive. You know, it's because
Was he able to get a license?
he has an ID. He doesn't drive.
Right.
He'll call an Uber, or he's arranged it to live his life, but he's not behind the wheel. He's I can have him at any time. It's not worth it.
But the guy that fled gets hit by this vehicle and fires a gunshot and then leaves.
I mean, thankfully she wasn't hit by the bullet.
Well, I bet you there's like 5 keys of coke in that thing.
So listen.
Yeah, they get the hell out of there.
If you see a white vehicle with some passenger side damage, right? Because she drove off the road on the passenger side. And if you see a white vehicle with new damage on it, call Highway Patrol.
Yeah. And then they've got that vehicle. They're looking for like a white sedan in Sarasota that mowed over the mother and the 2 kids. And the 2 kids have just a terrible, it's an awful story. Somebody help find that vehicle down in Sarasota. And if you don't know the details, just do a Google search for the hit and run in Sarasota. And, they got a kind of a picture of the car they're looking for. It's kind of blurry, but again, the roads in the Tampa Bay area are just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. So terrible. Michelle, how many times a year do you think we argue about money-related issues? Let's play the mountain climber game.
That's a daily thing for us.
I don't think it's daily. If it was daily, then it would be 365 times a year.
Because we can argue about the cost of just dinner or the grocery store or something, like that, or like spending something for the kids. If I have to buy something, you're like, how much was that? And then I have to go through the whole rigmarole.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's different
everything,
for every family. I mean, it's one thing if you're arguing or because the power's about to get shut off or you're delinquent on the mortgage, or it's another thing to bitch and complain about the price of eggs.
All right, the reason why I'm bringing this up is there's new research out on how many times a year the average couple argues about money. Now, seriously, Michelle, how many times do you think that we argue about something money-related over a year, if you were to guess? Because I want to see how your number comports with this new study.
I have to say at least weekly.
You think it's weekly?
Yeah.
You think it's like 52 times a year that we argue about money-related things?
Okay, we don't really argue about it. That's the thing. I'll say, we have to pay tuition, or we have to do buy something for the kid, buy Chloe a car, and then you have some back chat with me, and then I just say,
oh, by the way, that's Michelle's new term. Whenever I say something,
yeah,
back chat. What do you think? I'm 5?
Yeah, because all you do is like deflect, deny, and I'm just like, that's just a back chat. Like it's not productive. So then I just go, well, you can say whatever you're going to say, but it's got to be done. And then I just walk away and I buy and do whatever I got to do. So we don't really argue. We really don't have many arguments, actually.
You know what? But when we have an argument, and listen, and don't get pissed at this.
Oh, it's a blowout.
Don't get pissed at this. But I don't know.
It's unpacking the suitcase.
Hold on a minute. Seriously, we have some nasty blowouts, but it's not often. It's not. But when I say nasty, I mean nothing physical, obviously.
Because she would kick your ass.
But we've had some incidents where I don't even know why I set you off.
Like when? Name it.
Maybe, I don't know, a couple of months ago.
What?
I can't remember the exact
thing.
See,
that's the problem. You can't remember it.
Oh, great. Oh, so if I don't remember it, it didn't happen?
It didn't happen.
Oh, sure. No, but sometimes you just get whipped up in a tizzy, and I really can't.
Right?
I can't.
All right. Okay. You guys need. This should be therapy. Okay.
Yeah,
you guys should be doing this on the radio.
Fester, be our therapist. Come on.
No, but sometimes I can't figure out what really set you off. It's like,
tell us how you're really feeling. If I'm going to be the therapist in all this,
yeah,
listen,
go Fester.
You guys need
give
to
it your best shot.
You guys need to see like a little clinical professional. This is
no, we don't. We've gotten through 30 years now, going on 31 years. But
don't put your dirty spoon on the sink. On the left side, because that's where the clean dishes go.
Whenever Michelle says something and I have a comment in return, like conversation, suddenly everything I say is back chat.
Yeah, you just
back chat. Back chat.
All right. You guys really, really should sit down with somebody. I mean, Michelle just bursted out screaming. You're like a parrot. Back chat. Back chat. Back chat.
I'm looking out the window, and we've got like a little grassy area with like a smoker's area on the other side of the parking lot.
Yeah, we have like one little area to smoke in.
Who the hell's the guy out there smoking at 8:17 in the morning?
Somebody awesome?
Someone's already. I'm looking outside and someone's smoking out there at 8:17 in the morning.
This should be a smoking building. Remember the days when radio stations you could
my
smoke
gosh.
anywhere?
Oh yeah, the studio smelled like smoke.
Everybody had ashtrays on their desk.
Oh yeah, I used to work at radio stations where you get on the microphone and like I'd start coughing because of the smoke that was coming out of the microphone.
Yeah, those were the days.
No, I
loved it.
Anyway, back to the story about the average couple argues about money how many times a year? What do you think, Michelle?
Well, it has to be at least monthly because monthly bills are getting paid.
Well,
so.
that would be 12 times a year.
Yeah, so 12 times a year, and you have some events to go along with it. So I'd say maybe 18.
No, you're way low, but you didn't go over. You were close when you said once a week.
Yeah.
Because that would be 52 times a year.
Right.
It's 58 times a year.
What constitutes?
So see, there you go.
Okay, what constitutes an argument? My wife and I talk about financial related things very frequently,
and you might disagree,
but you don't argue about them.
Right.
You know, I mean, when I think of an argument, there's voices raised and cold shoulders and all that crap.
Going to bed angry.
Yeah. A new survey's out reveals that 32% of people feel uncomfortable talking about money with their significant other. According to a survey conducted by Talker Research and commissioned by the international money app Wise, the average couple has 58 arguments about money each year. So that's more than one discussion that becomes heated per week about their finances. Yeah, for couples where one partner is like away on work business, I guess that number jumps to over 72 times a year. So if you got a spouse that's on the road a lot for work, so heads up on that, especially with Valentine's Day just around the corner here.
Yeah, don't spend too much.
Yeah.
Or too little.
Do you remember this? You remember the story we did about the 500-pound rapper?
Yeah.
From the what was her name? She had like a rap name.
Dank DeMoss.
Yeah. I saw a bunch of her stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, she's as big as a house, but she can rock the house at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Uber in Detroit, right?
Yeah. So we have an update on her. She's suing Lyft. Did we have, when we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, did we Was she suing Lyft at that point, or
Yeah, she
Yes.
had a lawyer.
Yeah.
she got a lawyer? But I guess they've now officially filed a lawsuit against Lyft. I have some Dank DeMoss here. You want to hear some Dank DeMoss?
Hell yeah.
All right, here's a little bit of Dank DeMoss.
We did reach out to Lyft. They did not get back with us in time for this story. Now, Lyft, Uber, those rideshare companies, they can refuse passengers based on a perceived security threat. But according to Deja's attorneys, you cannot discriminate based on someone's weight. It's very clear in that cell phone video. That is why he denied her ride.
All right, that's the news report.
Yeah, that's the news report.
I need to hear some rap.
my feelings. It looks like Lyft might be hurting pretty soon, too.
I knew it was illegal, and I knew that it was wrong.
Her attorneys, John Marco and Zach Runyon, say weight is a protected characteristic in Michigan by law.
It would be no different than a driver pulling up and saying, you know, I don't want to have black people in my car, or I don't want to have Christians in my car.
Now, remember, this woman is huge, like 550 pounds. And so I guess it's official now that they are suing Lyft. Maybe they hadn't filed, and I guess now they've actually filed the lawsuit. And she's on tour now. She's doing interviews on media outlets. So I don't know what kind of money she's going to,
I'm going to go see her.
Cash in here.
Good for her.
But, she talks about, you need to accommodate somebody. So is she like putting herself in the category if she has a disability and, she's 550 pounds and it's like a violation of not accommodating her disability. Anyway, a lawsuit apparently has now been filed, and I don't know where this is going or what she hopes to recover from Lyft. And is it the driver's discretion? I mean, if someone can barely fit in your car, I mean, are you worried about like damage to the vehicle? Or
I mean, I don't want to pop a side wheelie or anything with her in it. You ever see a car do those little side wheelies?
No.
Wait, you're on the two side tires?
Uh-huh.
That's what would happen if she like a cartoon. Yeah, good luck, Dank. But if she comes to town, I'm definitely
I know. Should we invite Dank to?
Absolutely.
Dude, she would break the chairs in here, which might be a good thing because they'd have to buy new chairs. We got to have her sit in every chair in the studio. Do you know that in the new studio, they wanted to just move the old, stained, nasty chairs into our brand new studio when it finally launches, probably sometime in March? And finally, I think we got them to buy new chairs. So we'll see. Hey, let's move on right now. And let's talk about the barf boat.
Soon we'll be making a run.
What is going on with all these illnesses?
Barf
yeah, I'm telling you, it's the barf boat. Do you like that?
Yeah. What's happened on the boat? I mean, yeah, if you're sick, the boat is like the worst place to be, right?
Oh yeah. It's another episode of the barf boat. Barf. Exciting and new. Come aboard.
Oh. We're expecting you.
The barf boat.
Life's
the diarrhea dinghy. Go on, everybody now.
Back to
all right, here we go. The barf boat. Yes, make another run.
To the bathroom.
Or you've got the runs. You've got the runs on the barf boat. Oh, God. So what is going on? Another norovirus outbreak on another cruise ship. This is like the second biggie. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, that's the CDC, they're looking at another norovirus outbreak on a Florida cruise. And this is like just days after there was another spate where over 100 people got sick on a Tampa-based boat that came back to shore. And, everyone's just, like... So over 100 passengers and crew, over 100 passengers and crew have fallen ill with norovirus on the Holland America Line's Rotterdam ship. The report states 107 out of 2,614 passengers or 4.1% are sick.
Oh, no.
Yeah, those affected experiencing vomiting and diarrhea.
Stay away from the buffet.
Well, and also, listen to this. The cruise ship, they said that they isolated all the sick passengers. So what do they do?
Keep them to their room? Bring them meals? I mean, give them some Tums? I don't know what.
So if you have sick passengers, you rearrange the rooms, and what do you do, like a sick ward?
I guess you can't really rearrange them. People can't move out mid-cruise.
No, dude. They've cordoned off an area. They said that they isolated sick passengers. So if let's say a couple's traveling and one has the squirty wordies and you got the neurovirus going on, and let's say the husband's all sick and you have the wife is fine. I mean, is suddenly your husband bunking with somebody else that's blowing it out of both ends? I mean,
yeah, what do you do?
I'm just thinking about it. I mean, and I wonder if they have, the
nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Yay! Pepto-Bismol!
Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Yay! Pepto-Bismol! That's enough.
Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
You know how the cruise has like the shows in the evening? This was the song they were singing.
Yeah, that show made me sick. Literally.
That's terrible. Yeah, so last week there was one out of Tampa.
Yeah, the one out of Tampa last week was Royal Caribbean's
Vomit of the Sea. What was it?
It's the Radiance of the Seas.
Apologies.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Guys.
It's the Vomit of the Seas.
But do they scrub the boat down?
The explosive diarrhea of the seas.
Yeah.
That's the boat I want to go on. Folks, I'm sorry. Sometimes I can't help myself.
I mean, you throw up overboard, you're really just feeding the fish. That's all you're doing.
But listen, you got another one. You got a Holland America. You had 168 people that were sickened. Was it last week when that barf boat came back to port in Tampa? The barf boat, exciting and new. Hey, here's my new dentist. You ready? You ready for this? I have found my new dentist.
You've been looking for one for a while.
Yeah, I need a good dentist. Yeah, so I finally found my new dentist here. A dentist led cops on a car chase, and they finally arrested him with over 100 canisters of nitrous oxide or laughing gas stashed inside the car, and admitted that he likes huffing while driving.
What?
Yes. The dentist. I mean, hey, here's a handbook on how to toss away and destroy your career. A dentist gets into a car chase with police. They finally get him pulled over. He's got 100+ nitrous oxide laughing gas canisters in the car. And he says, yeah, I like to huff while driving.
100 cans seems a little excessive.
Yeah.
Christopher Michael Pedlar, 39, charged with eluding police, possession of volatile chemicals after he was arrested with the noxious gas, according to a KHOU.
Why does he have to lose his dentistry license? The guy has a problem. Can't he just go to rehab and then start filling molars again?
And it's just laughing gas.
Houston police, he's not laughing now. Houston Police Constable Alan Rosen, that's Alan Rosen, said it's a sad situation. The very product they use, 107 canisters, is substantial. He had been using it while driving around, and then Dr. Rosen.
No, the doctor. That's the sheriff Rosen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The doctor's name is something else.
You're right. I'm sorry. The constable.
Yeah,
Constable Rosen.
Yeah, he's the brother of the doctor.
The doctor's Christopher Michael Pedlar. Yeah.
So were the cans spent? Like he had 107 cans, like he'd huff, and throw it in the back seat or something?
I don't have the details of which canisters were expended and which ones were still filled.
I mean, you ever seen a guy's car where there's all Coke cans in the back seat?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I wonder if he had the filled ones in front and he would toss the empties in the back.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's like, I got to clean this out someday. I have a dumb question.
Okay.
This is a really dumb
Fester,
question.
there are no dumb questions.
No. There are dumb
Yes,
questions.
I know.
And I'm about
Yes.
to ask one.
Yep, go ahead.
If this stuff, and I don't know a lot about illicit drugs in this capacity,
Right.
these kind of illicit drugs.
Mhm.
If this is called laughing gas,
Mm-hmm.
what is he doing? Just going down the road? I mean, what's the issue here?
Right.
I mean, is it like? Is it?
just hit a car.
I mean, what is it? It's laughing gas.
I don't know that it impairs you, quite the same as other drugs.
Oh, look. I'm driving down the street. Look at all the cars parked along the side of the road. Oh, I'm side swiping all of them.
I mean, it's gotta do more than make you laugh, right? I mean, I don't know. I have no idea what it is. It like a whippet?
You know, they do give me that when I go for my facial procedures.
You get laughing gas?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me this.
Yes, I did. I said if I get the laughing gas, then you don't have to drive me if I don't have to take the pill.
I don't think you ever told me that.
But it just kind of like relaxes you, makes you a little more like, receiving of, something that's unpleasant. But I don't know why he's driving with it because
I mean, it's
not like I want to be on it, so I don't know. Like
you
is he
described it
addicted?
as something that makes you a little more willing to receive something unpleasant.
Yeah, because she's zapping my face.
I'm about to say I need a couple of cans of this for the old lady.
Oh,
yeah. Hey, baby, Valentine's Day's coming up, so
Fester. All right.
Puff this
all
laughing
right.
gas for a little while.
Jeez,
So my new dentist is Christopher Michael Pedlar of Houston. He's a very funny dentist.
He sounds like a great time.
Very funny dentist. Tons of laughing gas.
I mean,
yeah, you might have a problem. That's what I'm thinking. All right, I got so much stuff. Hey, in this day and age, do you think it's smart for an insurance company to deny a life-saving liver transplant just as the liver has been found and ready for transplant?
Oh man.
Oh, my God. Can I just offer up just 2 words for the executives at this particular health insurance company?
It's not United Health, is it?
What was his name? Luigi Mangione. Luigi Mangione. Yeah, this is out of Utah.
Luigi, yeah.
Yeah, Luigi Mangione. So a guy out in Ogden, Utah was denied a life-saving liver transplant from his brother, the donor, by the insurance company. So Nathan Kirkland discovered he had a bile duct cancerous tumor in April of last year while his wife was pregnant. Family was devastated. So underwent numerous treatments for this carcinoma, a bile duct cancer, a name I can't even pronounce, cholangiocarcinoma, maybe? I don't know. So he underwent numerous surgeries and treatment, but he had chemotherapy, but reached his limit. So the next step was he had to get a new liver, take the cancerous affected liver out and get a new liver.
They find a liver.
I guess his brother was donating. He said that he was battling the insurance company every step of the way. He had already beaten the odds by surviving longer than he should have, longer than doctors expected. And he finally found a cure, and that was a life-saving liver transplant from his brother. But then his battle gets worse. The cancer battle was like a cakewalk next to the battle with the insurance company.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I've been battling the insurance company every step of the way. So this latest battle is insurance trying to make a decision about my life for me. Through this process, we learned that it takes a lot of time with insurance. He said that the insurance had been approving them all the way up until they were ready for the transplant. The insurance approved. And then finally, it's a life-saving liver transplant. And that's when Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield denies him. I got 2 words. Luigi Mangione. I'm just, hey, have some of these insurance companies had a little bit of a wake-up call? Come on, I'm not suggesting anything. I'm just talking about a news item that everyone still knows about. My God. So they finally get the liver transplant lined up, and then Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield says, nope. Wow.
I think there might be an update.
Listen, well, hold on a minute.
Okay.
Since the denial, well, there should be an update. I was waiting for an update. Since the denial letter on February 6th, they've been reaching out to Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield for answers. It's just non-answers. We asked for the evidence of why they denied us, and we're not getting those documents. And they need to do the transplant to save this guy's life. Kirkland and his family were on their way to Pittsburgh for the liver transplant, which is set for Friday. All right, so what is the update that you just found? This must have broken overnight, because I printed this out last night. What do you find, Michelle?
I'm just trying to read it real quick.
All right.
You want to read it out loud?
It said that there's there's a report here that says that the news of the claim has been reversed. And so...
So hold on, the denial's been reversed. So the deal is, this guy said he had the insurance that was being paid for. They were dealing with the treatment, and all the way up until they confirmed the transplant. The transplant was scheduled for this Friday, for Valentine's Day. So the transplant was scheduled for February 14th, and that's when Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield said, nope, not covered.
Okay, the title of the article says, Anthem reverses liver transplant denial for Omaha native after story goes viral.
Well, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the update. And what's the date on that story? Is that, what's the timestamp on the story?
February 11th, 8:22 a.m.
So that was yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that's an update. So my story obviously crossed with that update that I didn't see the update. So, okay, Anthem, Blue Cross Blue Shield, they've reversed the denial because of, you know why? Luigi Mangione.
They reversed the denial because of the media attention.
Yeah, there was just an outrage. I mean, but come on.
If you have the vehicle to get the word out about what they're doing to you individually, they don't, as much as they like denying claims, they don't want the bad press.
Man, what a mess. I mean, just a complete mess. All right, I got a lightning round, a bunch of just insane items here. A teenage degenerate, a teenage menace to society has been arrested, charged, and now sentenced. This is the final update to the story. A teenager's been sentenced to 4 years in prison for making 375 swatting calls. That's when you call the cops and you remember a bunch of celebrities were swatted, like Ashton Kutcher.
So-and-so just shot a gun at his wife, or something terrible happening. There's been a murder here. And then the SWAT team rolls out.
Yeah, somebody quickly Google search the list of celebrities that have been swatted.
Yeah, I got it.
But listen to this. This is a federal case, calling across state lines. An 18-year-old kid. Yeah, you're off to a fine start in life. So here's the update on this. Can you imagine 375 swatting calls? The Department of Justice says that a teenager spent 2 years on a swatting spree, calling in fake shootings, bomb threats, all across the country. What kind of a sicko? Judge sentenced 18-year-old Alan Filion to 4 years in federal prison yesterday. California teen pleaded guilty to making 375 swatting calls intentionally, creating chaos, drawing huge responses from law enforcement and emergency.
Wasting all those resources.
Teams all across the country. And, of course, the term swatting is the term when someone prank calls 911 to then bring armed law enforcement racing to the scene for, a fake hostage situation, a home invasion, a murder spree, some maniac shooting up a place with a gun. And you have sickos that'll call 911 and give out an address. Oh, Ryan Seacrest was swatted, I think.
Yeah, well, listen, here's the list, and you've heard of everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, Justin Bieber, Ashton Kutcher, Tom Cruise, Miley Cyrus. Sean Combs was swatted back in 2013.
Yeah, he deserves it. Yeah.
Chris Brown.
Yes. Hurry, quickly, get to Sean Combs' house. Somebody stole 1,000 cases of lube and baby oil. Hurry up.
Send the SWAT team.
Yeah.
We're on our way.
Yeah.
Your favorite singer of all time.
Who's that?
Jason Derulo.
I'm shocked at this information.
Really?
Jason Derulo's been swatted.
Jason Derulo.
Snoop Dogg.
He was swatted?
Clint Eastwood.
Oh, my God.
Is on this list.
Who would swat an American treasure? Get off my lawn.
Yeah.
He said that to the SWAT team that
Rihanna's
showed up.
been swatted. Lil Wayne.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I mean, you name it. I mean, a bunch of celebrities have been swatted. And if you look online and start digging, you can find out where these addresses are.
Yeah, I wonder if this Fillion guy, this 18-year-old that was just sentenced, I wonder if he actually swatted any celebrities. He did target high schools, colleges, religious institutions, government officials, using made-up names and fake crimes to trigger the panic. Yeah, the DOJ says that some of the calls resulted in law enforcement pulling out their weapons or detaining people where his threats were targeted. The investigation found that Fillion became a serial swatter, engaging in these calls for both profit and fun.
What's the profit?
He even posted about his activities on social media and offered his swatting services for a fee.
Right.
Mike, he was selling. He was like a SWAT broker. He was, hey, you want me to swat somebody?
What was his fee? How much did he charge?
Got $50.
$75.
Oh, was 70 really?
Yeah.
I'd have charged a little more than that.
He would swat somebody for $75.
Mm-hmm. He's a swatter for hire.
Yeah, he was arrested after making a threat to commit a mass shooting at a mosque here in Florida.
Yeah, that guy's got to go down.
Yeah, promising to kill everyone he saw.
That's no good.
And then back in November, there was a plea agreement that was reached, and he admitted to 4 counts of making interstate threats to cause injury. Yeah, he faced a maximum sentence of 20 years in the Fed slammer, and he's going to do a 4-year stretch instead of a 20-year stretch.
Who's his lucky cellmate?
Jeez.
Good news for you. We got an 18-year-old. It's like swatting.
All right.
Have fun, boy.
You know his favorite TV show?
SWAT?
SWAT.
Yeah.
Didn't they bring back SWAT?
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, when I was a kid, SWAT was big, like in the mid-'70s when I was like 7 years old. And then I think one of the networks brought, SWAT is, SWAT. Is it still?
SWAT on CBS.
Is SWAT on CBS?
I don't know who the lead actor is. His name is Shamar Moore.
I don't know.
Allison thought that was the quarterback of the Eagles.
No, he started out on The Young and the Restless.
Yeah.
Like 20, 30 years ago.
Hold on, the guy on SWAT was on The Young and the Restless?
That's
Yeah,
where I
I'm pretty
recognize him from.
IMDb him.
We'll get to it. I'm trying to find it.
I'm disturbed about something, and I'm hoping that this is not characterized properly, but the FBI is probing the whole incident where the flight attendant on Alaska Airlines, we talked about this yesterday, the flight attendant had to pummel a passenger in the face and just, repeatedly just smash this guy in the face because a dude was having, again, an episode, season 6, episode 9. Dude was having an episode in his seat on an Alaska Airlines flight and grabbed a hold of a lady's head violently and would not let go of her head and her hair. And I think it was the lady sitting in the seat in front of him. And I have an update here that the FBI is investigating everyone, investigating the guy with the episode and investigating the flight crew.
Huh.
And the flight attendant, this male flight attendant that was smashing this guy in the face. Let me tell you right now, there is no way in hell that the flight attendant ought to get in trouble for this.
Right.
So the video's gone viral. This was a flight on Alaska Airlines from Oakland, California to Portland, Oregon. And the video shows the flight attendant repeatedly bashing this passenger in the face. And the FBI branch, the FBI field office in San Francisco, says that the Bureau's aware of the incident. They're investigating. Alaska Airlines said the male passenger from the video appeared to be having some kind of violent medical episode that involved an ongoing physical assault against other passengers and crew. And in the video, the guy's chanting and screaming and like rocking from side to
I
side.
mean, you have to get him to stop
Mm-hmm.
grabbing the woman somehow.
Yeah, I have some more information because Fester, you asked about this on yesterday's program. That, when did it happen? And I didn't know whether it happened in midair. It happened on the ramp.
Oh.
Yeah, it happened on. I guess it was pulling away to the taxiway, getting ready to take off.
Do you turn the plane around and just get him off?
Yeah, the pilot said, "Don't make me turn this plane around." So
Get him off the plane.
The pilot turned the plane around. They went back to the gate. Alaska says that the guy has been banned from the airline due to the physical nature of the assault. But now the FBI is determining if anyone is going to get in trouble here. Well, clearly the guy that is attacking the woman ought to be charged. But
if he's having a legitimate medical episode and maybe completely unaware of what he was doing, like a seizure and her hair just happened to be in his grasp.
But the
we don't know.
FBI is saying that they're investigating the flight attendant. So right now, the flight attendant union, the Association of Flight Attendants, CWA, is applauding the flight crew for stopping the violent passenger from attacking the other passenger, the innocent individual, even further. The union says that the flight attendant protected a passenger, stopped further escalation and injury to more passengers on board the plane. And I hope this flight attendant is not in trouble.
I know.
In what world, even if the guy is going all UFC on this dude's face, the flight attendant shouldn't get in trouble here. He had to do whatever he could to neutralize the situation.
Right. Like, we don't know. The other passenger must have had such a strong grip. He was just doing anything he could to get him to let go.
This is just terrible. But there might be a little more to the story. But it's common sense. So Mandy Moore, everyone knows who Mandy Moore is.
Yeah. She's an actress now, but she was a singer like in 2000?
Singer first, then actress.
Yeah.
So what is she doing lately?
She was in that show, that weird show about like generations, like This Is Us, or where's like
on NBC?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a while ago.
Yeah.
But a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Oh, that was critically acclaimed too.
Uh-huh.
You know, I never saw the show, but people raved about that show.
I just put it on my list to watch.
Yeah.
I'll watch it while you're gone.
Watch it while you're out of town.
While I'm picking up Filipino hookers.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. You want to have an argument?
You want one? You got one.
That's our weekly argument.
Well, I'm mixing with she-boys in the Philippines.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's gross.
Shelly, be careful, man. It's a joke until it's not a joke.
I'm kidding. I'm going to the Philippines with friends to go scuba diving next month. I'm not.
Yeah, so,
and if you missed the joke on because I've mentioned that I'm heading to the Philippines next month to do some scuba diving, and I had numerous people email me or DM me on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio, asking, hey, there are a lot of Filipino hookers over there. I'm not going for the sex trade. I'm going to scuba dive. I'm going to be with a group of Tampa area friends. Oh, and my brother as well. All right.
All men and your brother. Great.
Fester, what do they say when somebody like over defends and over excuses? What?
Stop it. You
What?
know I'm not
Tell me.
Where there's smoke.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Thank you.
So
where there's smoke in the Philippines, there's she-boys.
So This Is Us, which was on NBC.
It ended in 2022.
Yeah, and it was critically acclaimed. I mean, I heard people say that, man, that show is fantastic. So, Michelle, no, maybe we need to, I'm sure the episodes are streaming on Peacock or somewhere, or Netflix, or whatever the story is. But listen to this Mandy Moore story. Mandy Moore is letting Amazon have it. Her parents' house in California burned to the ground. I mean, nothing left.
That's awful.
There is the concrete steps up to the front door, the only thing left. And like the foundation slab and the driveway. Everything else is gone.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Turned to toast. And then Mandy Moore shows a picture of an Amazon delivery that was just left on the concrete stoop of the house, and there's no freaking house. So that means an Amazon driver drove through the gutted neighborhood.
My God, look at this picture.
Exactly. And it's a corrugated box with, the Amazon black tape with the blue logo on it. I mean, this is the dumbest thing in the world. What Amazon driver would leave a package on the concrete steps of a ruined house? I mean, nothing is there. It's not like some house fires where, the frame is still there or the structure is still. This house, there's nothing. It's the concrete steps up to the former front door, and the rest of the place is gone. It was incinerated.
All right, hold on now.
And Amazon leaves a package on the front porch. Now,
all right.
I will go deeper here.
We got to really go through a couple of layers.
Now, on the surface here, it's like, and I still maintain, regardless, the Amazon driver should have said, listen, I'm leaving a package at a burned out, completely destroyed, burnt to the ground home amid the California fires.
That's where you're going? No way, you're wrong.
Hold on. That's just level one.
Okay.
But then level two, I have to, point out that Amazon was instructed via the website or the app with the order where to deliver it.
Right.
So Mandy Moore's parents probably should have made sure that the delivery address was not the now gone, burned down to the ground house. So, the parents have some culpability because clearly
they have all the culpability.
The delivery address was their non-house. But,
Okay.
But still, shouldn't the Amazon driver use some common sense? Or if that's the address, that's where you drop it off.
Well, first of all, from what I understand, it's very difficult to get to these locations where all the homes are all devastated.
Yeah, I didn't even know they were letting people in.
No, I know somebody who was just out there, and it's like, no, they're not even letting people through.
So how did the Amazon truck get through?
So my point is, how did the Amazon guy get through? And
it's an enormous area. I mean, not every block is accessible, but there are a lot of blocks
that are.
Remember we saw a couple of weeks ago, somebody was like stealing like a Grammy or a Tony out of like rubble?
Yeah.
And there were plenty of cars on that street. The fire is well extinguished. It's just a bunch of rubbled houses. So, I mean, there's commerce happening and people are going in and out of this area.
Right.
Not every area, though.
And what if in that box are like cleaning supplies or something that they needed because they're going to be allowed to go back in. And so they inadvertently did put that as the regular address.
Guess
and
what?
they weren't thinking, and they had it delivered there.
There's nothing to clean. The house is gone.
They're going to have to pick up some stuff, I'm sure.
Just get a trash bags and a leaf.
Michelle, when you look at the picture, so Mandy Moore posts the picture on Instagram stories.
So it's a devastating picture. I feel terrible for her family.
There is nothing there.
Right.
I mean, there is not a 2x4. There's not a wall standing. It is just a pile of ash and just a concrete step.
If you tell Amazon to deliver it there, though,
well, that's
the job.
And that's I had to point that out as well.
I mean, I'm sorry for your family, Mandy, and you're right. It's awful. But tell your mom to update her profile on Amazon.
So Mandy Moore wrote, "Do better, Amazon. Can we not have better discretion than to leave a package at a residence that no longer exists? This is my mother and father-in-law's home. SMH," shaking my head. I fairly pointed out that I don't think the driver should have left it, and then also the parents have to make sure that the Amazon package is going to wherever they're staying now and not their old address.
I don't pay my Amazon driver at all, but I don't pay my Amazon driver to think.
Yeah, a company spokesperson for Amazon issued a statement. "We've reached out to Ms. Moore via Instagram to apologize for this and to ask for more information from her in-laws so we're better able to investigate what happened here."
Yeah.
They need to take the address, because a lot of times you go through the click here, it's in your shopping cart, or buy it now, and it's all just automated. You just got to make sure that you change up your address. So listen, there are two parties at fault here.
That's the more information that Amazon needs. Your new address.
Yeah. I have stuff shipped all the time to Julian when Chloe's away at school, so you always have to just check.
All right, it is 8:53 at the MJ Morning Show. This brings to a close over an hour. By my calculations, I think we're at an hour and 25 or 26 minutes, according to my calculations. So, look, you always get more than an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. We got to talk about old rockers. Do you know the problem with old rockers?
Like the chairs?
No, like rock stars.
I've broken rocking chairs before.
No,
dude, I don't sit down when I go to a Cracker Barrel outside. Forget that. I am sketched out by rocking chairs.
There is a problem with old rock stars, and you got a lot of folks going on tours in older age. There's a big problem, and you got some of like the bands that are doing their final tours, or some of the bands that are getting up in age, and some of the performers that are getting kind of long in the tooth. But there's a problem with old rock stars. I'm going to tell you, this is I didn't even think of this. And this is really, really interesting. Also, Kid Rock, did you see politician and Kid Rock and the 2 a.m. story? Did you see this? We'll get to that. Oh, there's a Kanye update. What a shocker. So we'll get to that coming up in just a minute. The 9 o'clock hour starts next, so don't move. It's the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. If you want to give a phenomenal... Coincidence. You ever have one of those like encounters and you're like, what the heck are the odds of this? I mean, I would love to know what the actual mathematical odds are, and I'll explain in just a matter of moments. Welcome back, MJ Morning Show. It's Q105, 104.7 FM. The MJ Morning Show and the final hour. Do us a favor, help spread the word. The MJ Morning Show is on 104.7 FM. If you know people that listen to other shows, tell them, check us out. Best morning show in the Tampa Bay area, hands down. And I mentioned aging rockers. And I asked the question a few minutes ago, hey, we got an aging rocker problem. And Fester's like, yeah, you mean rocking chairs,
a chair that you do not want to sit in if you don't feel good about it is a rocking chair.
It has nothing to do with an aging rocking chair. It's aging rock stars.
Oh.
And I saw this yesterday, and I'm like, you know what? I never even thought about this. You've got a lot of old rock stars that are going on tour, like Mick Jagger and, the huge Stones tour that they just recently had. Ozzy Osbourne. Isn't there like a story that just came out that there's going to be an Ozzy and a Black Sabbath reunion or something, right?
Okay.
I know. I saw that he's performing.
Yeah. You've got AC/DC is hitting the road. We've got a Tampa AC/DC date coming up at Ray J here in the spring. Bruce Springsteen is 73. Brian Johnson is 77 from AC/DC. Angus Young is 69. Stevie Wonder is 74. Paul McCartney is 80. So what do you think the issue is with the aging rockers? I found this fascinating.
They're difficult to insure.
How do you know that?
It's just logical.
Yeah.
They're going to fall and break a hip.
Yeah. So when you do a massive tour and you have so much promotion and so much money tied up in the tour, you've got the tour promoters, you have, all the venues, you've got all of the infrastructure and the tractor trailers. And when you see a concert, you've got a big concert tour that comes to town and sets up, and then the amount of work, and we've got acts like when Taylor Swift came to town.
Yep.
Wasn't there something about like 20-something full tractor trailers? It was it was huge.
And it traveled the country from show to show. They break down and set up. Yeah.
The issue is, though, with the old rockers, that the insurance to insure them, because they're up in age and there's so much tied up in a huge concert tour, the amount of money that the insurance costs is astronomical. And the headline was the crippling cost of insuring old rockers. You think they picked crippling as a...
Yes.
But, can't they just do it like on the cheap? Can't they use
what,
like
over Zoom?
No, I mean, why do they need such elaborate stage setups and such an amazing investment? I mean, just put a stage out there and let AC/DC rock out for a while.
Just show up with a stool?
Well, yeah, put him in the middle of
On
Raymond James Stadium,
on a
blast it on the Jumbotron.
No infrastructure.
Yeah.
No lighting.
Wait, no. When I saw the Eagles, though,
Yeah.
they weren't, dancing around like Taylor Swift, to Fester's point. And I think one of the band members did kind of make a joke about it. He was like, "We're not dancing around up here in our, leotards."
I saw the Eagles a couple of years ago at the Citrus Bowl, or Camping World Stadium.
Out
now,
in
right?
Orlando. Yep.
And Jimmy
You know
Buffett
what?
opened
Hold
for
on.
him.
Wait a minute. Michelle and I and BJ and Sharon, we went to see the Eagles at the same spot.
Is that right?
Back in like 1995, 96.
Yeah, it's when I
I
just got
saw
there.
them 20 years later and requested the MJ seats.
We went. Listen,
and they remembered. They go, yes.
Hey, we went in BJ's van. They had the creepiest like serial killer van.
Was it the minivan?
Michelle
No.
and I, listen to me. It was like a full-size van, and there were no seats. Michelle and I had to sit on the floor on I-4 with like no seat belts.
That sounds sketchy as hell.
This was BJ and his wife at the time's van.
And do you remember what happened in the van? Do you remember what they had in the van?
I don't. Oh, there was some pool noodles.
Pool noodles.
There were pool noodles.
And you said, "Well, what are these for?" And you were picking them up, and she goes, "Oh, when the kids are naughty, I take it and I bop them on the head with it in the car." And
So I think they drove around with their kids just sitting on the van floor with no seats.
That's fine. all three of the boys turned out fine.
They did.
So
You're absolutely right.
It was like a full size like James Gum Silence of the
It
Lambs
was.
serial killer van with no seats
Good times.
and pool noodles. And BJ's wife at the time, Sharon, said, "Yeah, those are the kid whackers." So when the kids misbehaved, she would grab a pool noodle and whack them.
I don't know if she was serious.
All right,
but
so-
anyway, so you saw the Eagles too, and what did you think?
But they didn't have the pyrotechnics. They didn't have like the big screen in the background.
Listen, they don't have Glenn Fry. And as far as I'm concerned,
Okay.
the Eagles are just not the Eagles without Glenn Fry.
Listen, you can get the world's best Glenn Fry impersonator and still put on a hell of a show. What about that one band? Not Journey. Who got rid of their who?
Yeah, Journey got rid of their lead singer.
Well, he left. Perry left,
He's gone.
and now they have like Asian Perry.
Yeah, thanks for we've known about that
but
for years.
I know what I'm saying is
Like it's like you're delivering that like it's breaking news.
No, but I'm just pulling an example of how you
All right.
can, have like the best impersonator
Anyway.
and have him join the band and still be a good show. You don't need all the stuff.
Bottom line is, it's a big problem. The insurance premiums, the rates for insuring these old rockers that are still on tour are ridiculous. What the policies cost. Yes, Andrew.
Are they insuring the health of the rocker or the tour itself in case they have to cancel it and pay all that money back?
It's both, because the rocker's health or any issues that arise with the rocker affects the whole damn tour. So it's all, sex and drugs, underlying health issues, the crippling costs of insuring old rockers.
A lot of these guys haven't lived that sex and drugs lifestyle
I know.
in several decades.
Yeah.
All right, a couple of updates here. Kanye West and whatever meltdown episodes he's having. Listen, the guy is clearly a mental case and has problems. Shopify, I guess that was that the e-commerce site where Kanye was selling the swastika T-shirts.
Remember you were asking yesterday who's printing this?
Yeah,
and I said he's doing it through Shopify.
Yeah, well, Shopify has now deleted his store. So with Kanye trying to sell swastika T-shirts as a follow-up to him leaving all those disgusting tweets or X's where he was saying that he hates Jews, he's a Nazi, he likes Hitler, he hates Jews. I mean, and then he follows up by trying to sell Nazi-themed swastika T-shirts. So Shopify has canceled his store. They've taken it offline. Also, Kanye has been dropped by his talent agency. How did they put up with him for that long?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was dropped by his music booking agent, Daniel McCartney, of 33 and West yesterday. So after this whole Nazi and Jew-hating episode, Kanye was dropped by his agent. Effective immediately, I'm no longer representing Ye, FKA, was that formerly known as Kanye West, due to his harmful and hateful remarks that myself nor 33 and West can stand for. And he wrote that on Instagram. So his reps have fired him. All right, and then on the rock and roll and the music front here, I don't know what the heck took so long for this to come out, but Page 6, this is weird. The inauguration of the President of the United States happened at 12 noon on January 20th. All right, a couple of weeks ago already. Over 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. So the inauguration, and then, of course, the subsequent balls and parties and, the nighttime events, etc. I don't know why this hit yesterday, but Page 6, the gossip column of the New York Post, they had an exclusive on their website yesterday, a photo of Kid Rock and Lauren Boebert. Now, Lauren Boebert is kind of this firebrand, kind of kooky representative in Congress from Colorado. And for whatever reason, 3 weeks after the fact, Page 6 has an exclusive of Representative Lauren Boebert getting into a cab with Kid Rock at 2:30 in the morning.
What?
Yes.
Oh, man.
After one of the presidential inaugural parties. What was Kid Rock doing getting into the car with Lauren Boebert? Where were they going at 2:30 in the morning?
Good for Kid.
Oh, man.
He's just dropping her off at her hotel.
He's dropping her off all right. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, isn't she? Now she's single, right? Wasn't there like a couple?
Kid Rock. Let me show you my kid. I'm sorry. Hey, and remember this Lauren Boebert.
Mm-hmm.
She was thrown out of some show because she was like, I think she was getting it on or having like.
No.
Was it a movie theater?
It was the Beetlejuice musical performance in Colorado. And there was a little bit of groping.
She was groping her boyfriend.
Well, he groped her. She groped him. Some reciprocal activity there.
This was in the middle of the Beetlejuice like stage show. I think in Denver?
Yes.
Good for
her. And they're at the show and they're like rubbing each other in the audience.
Is there something wrong with that?
Yeah, she's a champ.
That used to be our thing.
Going to Beetlejuice?
No.
Michelle,
Yes, going to Beetlejuice.
Michelle rubbing me during theater performances.
See if you can get Beetlejuice out 3 times.
But they ejected her. So she and the date were ejected because she was like all crotch rubbing the dude. And people are looking at them like, it's like, what's going on here?
I mean, doesn't she bring like a blanket or something? I don't know.
She didn't bring a blanket that night.
No.
Yeah, why doesn't the guy take his jacket off?
Oh, good point.
So that was like a couple of years ago that she was thrown out of Beetlejuice.
I shouldn't say jacket off.
And
I'm sorry. I apologize.
What did you just say?
I said the guy should have taken his jacket off. And then I realized I probably shouldn't have said jacket off in this because.
How about coat? Take your coat off instead of jacket off.
What's a jacket?
Stop it.
It was really a,
Say
sports
jacket
jacket.
off.
It was a sports
Take
jacket.
your jacket off.
Take your jacket. Who wears a coat?
Jacket on, jacket off.
Right.
Jacket on, jacket off.
And she got kicked out of Beetlejuice for it. The musical. Yeah. Okay. Hey, listen, that's awesome, man. Good for them.
Hey, heads up, a consumer alert here on the MJ Morning Show. And then coincidence. Just this is weird. I mean, weird coincidence. Michelle just sent me. This is another like a phishing text scam. We've been warning you now, God, since last summer about the SunPass scam, and it's making the rounds again. And there are new warnings. We first warned you about this, I think, back in like July or August about the SunPass scam. If you get a text saying that you've got overdue or unpaid tolls or fines, they're not texting you with that. It's a racket. Don't click on the link. Don't provide the information. It's a racket. And then Michelle just got this one, and this has been around, but just a heads up, just a reminder. Michelle got an Amazon product shipping damage compensation notice. Yeah, okay. Dear customer, we sincerely apologize to inform you that the items from your recent order were damaged during transit, which has caused a delay in shipping. To compensate for the inconvenience, you're now eligible for a full refund, and we will provide a 15% compensation based on the item's price. Please log. Doesn't even say please log into. Don't log on.
No, please log.
Just please log. Like I'm a logger in like Twin Peaks or something.
It kind of intrigued me, so I clicked on it and I put your bank information in.
Oh, you stop it. No, you didn't.
And your social security number.
My medical records, did you upload those as well?
Your blood type.
All right, please log. And then there's this link into your account within 48 hours to claim and review the compensation. Folks, that's a sham. It's BS. Don't click on this stuff. Just stop falling for these phony phishing scams via text or email. But you know what? They do it because there are people out there that click on them, provide the information, and then their information has been robbed. All right, on to coincidence. What are the odds? I mean, I really would. I'm not just being like, flippant here. I mean, I really would love to. I wonder if there's any way to actually figure out the odds of something happening. You ever wonder about that? You know what?
It's called statistics,
I know,
and yes, there is a way.
But insurance companies have whole departments that do this.
But
also betting.
When something
agencies.
happens, when something interesting happens, we have an expression. We all, what are the
odds?
odds? Exactly.
Yeah, how strange is that?
But literally, I would love to know. Let me give you the scenario. I would love to know something that happened yesterday, and I'd love to know what are the odds. Believe it or not, I don't have global entry. Well, now I do.
Oh, I can't believe it. Color me shocked.
I haven't had global entry. Michelle and I have had TSA pre-check since the beginning, and I've used the mobile passport variations over the years for our international travel, and I've always had really good luck with mobile passport, or the app with Customs and Border Protection. And in most cases, I've gotten right through with mobile passport. Sometimes I've even seen that I'm getting through faster than some people that have global entry.
We're all really thrilled for you.
Listen, with my, I do a decent amount of international traveling. I'm going to the Philippines next month to go scuba diving.
Yes.
And, and my credit card actually reimburses me for global entry. So I can sign up for it, pay for it, and I get a credit for my credit card.
Again, we're all happy for you.
Fester, will you shut up and let me talk? I'm laying a predicate here. I'm laying the groundwork for the story.
I'm expressing all of the happiness that the listeners have for you.
Back in November, I sign up for global entry, and I get an interview date. So you sign up, you get like a pre-approval. You get like a some type, whatever you put it online.
You have to talk to somebody?
You get conditional approval online, but then you've got to go to an actual Customs and Border Protection office for an in-person interview and fingerprinting. And here in Tampa Bay, the office is at Tampa International Airport. It's right next to like the baggage belt 9 on the red side. So my appointment was set for March 5th. Which is the day before I leave to go to the Philippines. And I've always heard that you kind of get approved on the spot if they approve you. So I'd be good to go on my return back into LAX from the Philippines. So I would have the global entry to use that as an option. But I had heard from numerous people that, hey, you just keep checking the website. You keep logging in and keep checking. Check the calendar for Tampa or wherever. And if there are any openings, the date won't be X'd out, and then you click on it to see what times are available. So yesterday, I click on it, and there's a 1:50 appointment available yesterday, and it's 1:41. All right, so I'm very close to the airport, but not that close. But I said, you know what? Let me. So I head up to the airport, and I get into the parking garage, the short-term parking garage, and then I hit the app, and it's like, it's gone. But then there's a 220 available. So
you're already there.
So wait a minute. It's 150, and then suddenly a 220 opened up for the global entry interview. I click on it, confirmation, boom. I now have a 220 appointment. I get out of the car. So I drive around And I made a mistake first because when you pull into the airport, the long and short-term parking, that's the first thing. But I had in my head I'm going to red, so I passed blue and went all the way around to red. I made a mistake.
Rookie mistake.
I should
Dumb.
I should know.
Dumb.
I should know
What's
better.
the coincidence?
So-
MJ makes a parking mistake.
So I circle back around and I get into short-term parking. It says like level 4, all full. I'm like, BS, it's not full. So I pull into level 4 and I get a great spot, like behind the elevators where, it did say it was full. Get a great spot. And I'm hopefully going to be there less than an hour. So that's free. You don't even pay for short term if it's less than an hour at Tampa International. So I get a great spot and I'm in the car for a little bit doing the app. I get out of the car and I walk around to the red elevator bank to then get down to the baggage claim. And there's no one in the garage. I'm walking up and there's one person standing in front of the elevator about to hit the button. It's our operations manager, Rick. So our operations manager here at Beasley is at the air. What are the odds of that happening? That out of nowhere, I decide to check and see if I can get one of these instant appointments where something opened up. And I raced to the airport. And what are the odds of at the elevator bank on the 4th floor where I decided to go to the 4th instead of going to the 5th, 6th, or 7th? What? And he's standing there. And we walk up to the elevator at virtually the same time. What are the odds of that happening?
Rick is telling the same story, except in a negative tone. He's like, I went to the GD airport to get away from MJ to leave to go on vacation. And son of a bitch, I turn around, walking to, who's there? 8 billion people on the planet, and who's standing in front of me? MJ. I can't get away from this guy.
What are the odds of that
What
happening?
are the odds? I can picture everything you're saying coming out of Rick's mouth, but with a bunch of profanity.
What are the odds? No, he was going to the airport he had some ticket issues, and it was just easier to do it at the counter.
I was so frustrated. I had to go to the airport, and then lo and behold, the one person I don't want to see is right there talking to me about his brand new studio and when the hell it's going to be done. I told him, listen, I punched out for the day. Talk to me tomorrow.
Seriously, is there a statistician? Listen, how do you figure out the actual odds of me running into our operations manager, who I had not seen all day, had no contact with, and we show up at the same elevator at the same time at the freaking airport on the 4th level of short-term parking at Tampa International? What are the statistically? What is that? 1 in what? How do you figure that out?
Not many. It's a coincidence.
That's what I'm saying.
Indeed,
it is. But what are the freaking odds? And so my story. Just what's happened to you? What bizarre coincidences have happened to you? Just think about it. 9:22 at the MJ Morning Show. Oh baby, Michelle, you holding up your hand? Are you? No. Okay, I thought you were raising your hand like you were in 4th grade or
Real
something.
quick, before we go to the break, or if you're even going to the break.
No, I'm going right now. I got to go to the break.
Is it your plan to eventually take calls sometime this week
No.
on amazing coincidences?
I don't. Should we?
Maybe not. Maybe tomorrow or something. Recap the story. I mean, I'm sure we could get some crazy stories of spectacular coincidences.
Ridiculous coincidences. Like,
certainly,
how the hell did that happen?
Certainly better than just running into a guy you work with at the airport. Now that you think about it, it's not that random.
No, it is. It's weird. In the parking garage, it wasn't like in the main area where hundreds of people are, walking. All right, in the parking garage. All right, 9:23 at the MJ Morning Show. When we get back, the final chunk. Oh, we got a winner. We got a show winner. What just took the best in show? We'll obviously give it some recognition in just a bit. Oh, an OnlyFans story is next as well. Ooh, a mother with school kids not happy with a judge's decision in regard to her OnlyFans activity. This is spicy. You know when you call and order like at a Thai restaurant, they ask you what spice level do you want?
Yes.
Like light, medium, or heavy?
Then if you order heavy, they tell you you can't handle it.
You can't handle the spice.
Listen.
You can't handle it. All right. So this is spicy. This is like number 8 spicy. All right, hang on. Next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.5. 9:32 at the MJ Morning Show. You want to try to grab some late in the show coincidence calls?
I mean, no, because I want to do it in a bigger segment. I mean, it'll take the whole segment.
Yeah, but also I'm a little concerned that if we do coincidence calls that maybe the stories are too long and elaborate.
So we got to give them 30 seconds, and then we hit a buzzer. They
What do I start a clock?
Well, they have to get it out in 30 seconds. In 30 seconds, tell me the greatest coincidence that's ever happened. And then
You suck. You lose.
And then we decide if it's even good or not. It's not that good. Not that good. Not that good.
I need to decide if the segment idea is good or not first.
Yeah, but it's on the board.
To see if we even do. I don't know.
It's a working idea. It's not a great idea.
Hey, incidentally, Florida is ranked the best state for singles according to Wallet Hub.
Ooh.
You got to be careful. You know, these stories that come out, they're clickbait. They're like self-promotion stuff.
Here's why it's clickbait.
Yeah.
What's coming up in a month or so here in Florida? Spring break.
Yeah.
So all the singles will be coming down here, all the college-age students, a lot of them will be coming to Florida. So I don't know if I buy this. I mean, I think Nebraska is really a lot hotter right now for the singles than Florida.
So Wallet Hub looked at all 50 states, soon to be 51 states when we take Canada.
No, we should break them up by province. How many provinces? 8 and 10 provinces? I don't know, territories?
You got British Columbia, Calgary, Alberta, I don't know, Calgary, Alberta.
I mean, you really got
Manitoba.
In honesty, you can probably get
New
30.
Brunswick.
You should break
Ontario.
up. You should break up Ontario, break up Quebec.
Quebec.
I mean, Newfoundland could be its own state because it's small, but some of the bigger ones, like Saskatchewan.
Yeah. Oh, Saskatchewan.
Cut that up.
Yeah. I want to go to Saskatchewan or the Yukon Territory.
I mean, that's a big, vast land. That's like New Alaska.
Yeah. Anyway, so they look at the 50 states, 29 different indicators, and Florida has the highest, like, dating friendliest score in the country, and then New York is number 2. So Florida's got a 68.21 score, and then New York has a 67.86. Yeah, Wallet Hub analyst Chip Lupo.
What kind of fake name is that?
It is. Yeah, what's your name? I'm Chip Lupo.
Chip
Yeah,
Lupo.
I'm a Chip Lupo. Yeah.
I'm sure he's a good guy.
Yeah, it's like a name that when you don't want people to know who you are. It's like, yeah, who's calling, please, Chip Lupo? So that's the exact same thing I thought of. It sounds like a fake name.
Dumb name.
He said that nearly this fake dude said that nearly half of American adults are single, and dating can be especially hard given that the cost of activities and dining out has skyrocketed in recent years. The best states for singles are those that have strong economies while also providing a wide range of places to host dates. And Florida has a lot of attractions. You know, Florida is really the only state that has restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah, you notice that places to have a date.
Or bars and
exactly.
coffee shops.
Yep.
I mean, you go over the Georgia border.
Yep. Oh, no restaurants.
None.
No.
There's a bunch of peach stands on the side of the
Oh.
road.
Nothing. Just absolutely. And carpet.
Ca-
Carpet factories.
That's in the north, Dalton.
Yeah,
yes.
Dalton, Georgia.
Yes. Carpet and peaches.
Yeah, dumbest county in the country. Up in.
What? Is it?
Yeah. Well, there are a couple. I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah. Back it down over there, buddy.
I don't want to get in too
You don't
much
want to
trouble.
piss off the North Georgia, South Tennessee people?
Hey, did you see which dog won Best in Show at the Westminster Dog Show?
Please be a Shih Tzu.
Congratulations to the giant Schnauzer.
That's a good dog.
I like that name, Giant Schnauzer. It's like to me, it sounds like
Was Westminster yesterday?
It sounds sexual, doesn't it? It sounds like
It does.
Yeah, it sounds like he's got a giant Schnauzer. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. What?
I don't know. Schnauzer reminds me of it's schnoz and schlong at the same time.
Yeah, the
That
100.
dog is- Go ahead.
The 149th annual Westminster Kennel Dog Club show returned to Madison Square Garden for the first time in 5 years. Where was it last year? Where was Westminster Dog Show last year? I thought it was. I always.
Was it in Philadelphia?
I don't know. I always thought it was in. And wait a minute. Does Mr. Peterman from Seinfeld still do that?
Yes.
Elaine, because I remember flipping through the channels and I saw Mr. Peterman. What's his real name?
John something.
John, yeah, exactly.
Something, I don't know.
Come on, Michelle, look up Mr. Peterman's name. I love that guy. That guy's hysterical.
You don't even recognize him now.
Yeah, no, he doesn't look the same. Listen, Seinfeld was 30 years ago. I mean, it's put on a couple of years.
John O'Hurley.
Yeah, John O'Hurley, Mr. Peterman from Seinfeld. So, yeah, the 149th annual Westminster Dog Show was at Madison Square Garden yesterday. And Monty the Giant Schnauzer was named Best in Show yesterday, beating out over 2,500 dogs. Can you imagine the amount of dog poop and pee all over the place?
Unbelievable. No question. I mean, all over. So to win, Monty had to beat two bitches. And I mean,
it sounds like Rick James.
He really beat these bitches.
Sounds like Tina Turner's former husband.
Yeah.
Was Ike Turner.
Yeah. I mean, those bitches went down. I mean, he really
clocked those bitches.
Knocked those bitches out.
All right. It's a little too far.
A female dog
and
is
for
a
those
bitch.
female dogs a bitch.
And you hear them like, yes, this schnauzer is a 4-year-old bitch.
They do. They do say that.
They have to say it. It's so cool.
I don't think that dog is attractive at all.
You don't like the giant schnauzer?
No.
I don't know.
There are other dogs. If I'm looking at the pictures, the Whippet that won a couple years ago came out of retirement.
Whippet good.
Yes. Okay. I mean, if you look at the other dogs that were competing, I mean, they're just so cute.
Hold on. Are you sure that a Whippet won?
Like 9 years ago, it came out of retirement.
To win the Westminster Dog Show?
Yeah. Bourbon.
Whippet good. Whippet da 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 da. Whippet good. All right. So what won last year?
Some bitch.
What was the last time a Shih Tzu won?
I don't know if they
Has
ever
a
won.
Shih Tzu ever won?
I will say this giant schnauzer is a good-looking dog.
Michelle, why don't you like the giant schnauzer?
The other dogs are cuter.
That's a good-looking specimen.
I mean,
you know what it looks like? It actually looks like a guy in a bear suit or something.
Like it's fake.
It does. It looks
Yeah.
like there's like a midget inside this dog outfit.
Have you ever really spent any time watching these dog shows? It's so weird. They just line them up and one judge just looks and points and goes, you, and they run
Hey,
around.
Michelle, could you imagine our Jack Russells at a dog show like this?
No.
Yeah.
Can you? Our Jack Russells are not very well behaved. Well, because listen, they are trained, and we do have a degree of training, but all the training goes out the window. If they see a squirrel or a lizard, forget it.
Mm-hmm.
Forget it. I mean, their brains are wired to be these predators for squirrels and lizards, and it's out of control.
Yeah.
Anyway, congratulations to Monty.
Good job, Monty.
The giant schnauzer who showed us his full Monty.
Yeah, the dogs are nude.
You know, for a giant schnauzer, he kind of had a little thing, little.
How big is your TV?
All right, and then we have the OnlyFans story in the final moments of the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Where do you stand on this? Do you think that a mother who has been outed as an OnlyFans performer, do you think that the mother that on her own time, not doing OnlyFans stuff, just the fact that she's associated with being involved in adult content on OnlyFans, should that preclude her from volunteering at her kid's school here in Florida?
I tell you, all these schools want is for the parents to volunteer. I get notices all the time. Volunteer your parent hours.
Fester, not that I don't like hearing your voice, but Michelle, my wife and lawyer.
Oh, please.
Michelle, where do you stand? So, mother makes money on the side doing adult content on OnlyFans and wants to volunteer at a kid's school, and somebody outs her and rats her out that she's an OnlyFans. And then let me give you the background, and then I want to go to Michelle for a legal analysis and verdict on this. And a Florida judge has ruled against the mom. A Florida judge has ruled in favor of the school district. The mother, OnlyFans performer, filed a lawsuit after being banned from volunteering at her kid's elementary school. Victoria Treese, 31, whose child went to Sand Lake Elementary School in 2021, this is over in the Orlando area, filed the complaint in May of 2023 after the school's principal said she was no longer welcome to volunteer in their additions program. And the ban came after the principal received an anonymous email containing Treese's sexually explicit images on OnlyFans, the adult content platform.
I mean, is it really the school's business?
So Treese did an interview with Channel 2, which is NBC in Orlando, which is WESH TV. And she said, "No one has the right to judge what other people do for a living. I feel judged and so isolated." He had court documents which were filed on January 29th show that the judge has sided with Orlando area schools, Orange County School District, despite the mom arguing that her privacy was violated, claiming the district disclosed her images to staff and employees who didn't need that information. But it's kind of in the public domain. If you're on a website like OnlyFans, that stuff is out there. The reason that I even started OnlyFans was because I didn't want a 9-to-5. Ms. Treese told WESH TV, I wanted to still be involved. I went through a crazy breakup. I wanted to still go to school with them and be with them 24/7 and to be involved in their lives as I could be without being away from them. They're everything to me.
Okay, great. She loves her kids, but I mean, is it a distraction at the school? I mean, is that what they're claiming?
The court found that the school district is entitled to summary judgment. So without even going to trial, it was a summary judgment, given that they don't have to guarantee any parents the right to volunteer in their additions program. According to the court documents, Treese is still able to attend school-related activities with her children. So they're not going to kick her out of like some kind of a school play.
Yeah, she could go to the basketball game with her kid if she wants to.
Or I guess a field trip or something.
Right.
But
no, because that would be volunteering.
No, but it's the maybe you're right. Yeah.
As a chaperone, you're a volunteer, right, Fester?
Whatever the so Michelle, where do you fall on this? So my wife and lawyer Michelle, where do you stand on this?
I think it's a complex, issue because I think most people think of OnlyFans and they think horrible things about it. Or maybe some people go, oh, she's just showing some body parts. But what would you say about a stripper? Right? Like, can the stripper come in and volunteer?
Yeah.
Does anybody know about that?
It's the other parents.
Right. It's the other parents, and they're trying to make sure that their child has some type of a moral, presence with the other parents who are volunteering.
Yeah.
So I guess, that's where you say the majority rules.
If little Clo was still in 3rd grade and all the parents were taking turns donating hours and time to the school, and you found out that she was, playing a game with a woman who does OnlyFans on the side, you'd probably have something to say about it.
We do have a story like this if you want to follow it up tomorrow, by the way.
Ooh.
Oh, that's true.
Ooh.
Yeah, are you talking about the porno? Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a interesting porno story that came up when my kids were going to school at Shorecrest. Yeah. Yep. Hey, you know what? Let's bring that story up tomorrow. Teaserama. On the MJ Morning Show. All right, folks, have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow. MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM, and let's be careful out there.
The Q105 app is your connection to all the big contests. Powered by Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Call 1-